This is the Big O Show. 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 This is.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826. or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
What? Oh, look.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com. Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends. The Viewpoint point statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to Caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com.
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
One more day out here at Tortugas in Flagler Beach. Thanks to the great Eddie Lepp, who's out here with his family, his lovely South Florida rootin' family, which is a beautiful thing. I'm trying to untangle my damn headsets here because I put them on and I was getting choked up. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this stuff here? So we're figuring it out now in the middle of the show. So good morning, all. Hope you had a great weekend. We have been having a great time out here in Flagler Beach, which is, by the way, a gem of a place in Florida that a lot of people don't know about, actually. And I don't know if people actually want me talking about Flagler Beach from Flagler Beach. Yeah, I get the feeling that the people here in Flagler Beach kind of want to keep this to themselves. You get that? You get that feeling too? Oh man, it is great. I was hanging out with Scott here over the weekend, and he's got a beautiful steakhouse that they are completely remodeling down the street, and it's gonna have all kinds of things. He already created like a little sports bar in there, but it's gonna be taken to the next level. That thing's gonna be nasty, man. When he's done with that, it is gonna be awesome. But we are out here as we promised you we would be for a couple of days, and having some fun. By the way, Eddie is out here with his family. Okay, now let me walk you through this. Okay, all right. It's him, the wife, and is it 4 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, 4 kids, right? 4 kids, and everybody's got a shirt on. Okay, an Inter Miami shirt, a Panther shirt, a Marlins shirt, a Dolphins shirt, a Canes shirt, and what am I missing? Heat and a Heat shirt. Okay? The 4 kids, the husband and the wife, and they're all representing the 5 pro teams. Well, I don't know. I mean, Ruiz has kind of made us like the 6 pro team, right? So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Canes are up there. They got a better payroll than.
All right. Let's put it this way: the 5 pro teams and the 1 semi-pro team.
Semi-pro. We'll go semi-pro.
We'll go semi-pro, right? Okay, so we'll go semi-pro because that's kind of what
their
college
payroll's higher than the Marlins.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Actually, that's very true. By the way, the Marlins should have all kinds of team meetings.
Yeah,
team meetings.
Wow.
Team meetings never work ever. Team meetings are a big waste of time. Team meetings are usually by bad teams in bad moments, and it just continues to get bad usually. I mean, yeah, once in a while. But in this case, I mean, I'm not impressed.
I guess could it get any worse?
No, but I wasn't impressed that after the meeting, they're beating the Nationals because they were beating the Nationals with a meeting, without a meeting, with half a team, with a pitcher with half an arm, whatever it was. The pitcher has no hands, but he's still pitching and killing the Nationals. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm talking about the pitching hand had no hands.
Oh, the pitching.
Okay, and you can still beat the Nationals. You're like tossing it up in the air and hitting it with the stump of your hand or something. I have no idea. It's something crazy. But the bottom line is they go and take 2 of 3 from the Astros this weekend. I'm watching this stuff going, what the hell is this? They're beating the Astros. I was like, okay, well, you beat up the Nationals, and we love beating up the Nationals, 8-1 against their asses. Now here comes the Astros. And, man, they won 2 of 3 against the damn Astros. They like, yesterday was like, we'll let you have one, Yeah, you can have one.
It was the Sunday game, man. Reset everybody. You get the.
It was like church, right? It was a donation. It was what it was, So that's what it was.
We'll help the Astros out a little.
Right, help out the Astros.
Help Justin Verlander get a victory.
Exactly. Verlander never wins on the field or off the field. You know what I mean? So, it's just one of those things. But, man, impressive by the Marlins taking 2 of 3. So, let's go. Team meeting after you lost against the Astros. What the hell is wrong with the Marlins? Team meeting right now. You got the Phillies tonight? Team meeting. We need a team meeting. We need a team meeting to figure out how many more guys can play like Jazz Chisholm. That's what we need. I know. Yeah, no, he upsets the locker room because he's the better player in the locker room, and he's the guy that we all talk about because he's Jazz Chisholm. They're just jealous. That's what it is. Listen, you can't walk it if you can't talk it. And last time I checked, Jazz Chisholm talks it and walks it. So as boring as baseball is, my Lord, Mike Trout needs Jazz Chisholm's personality. Can you imagine Mike Trout with Jazz Chisholm's personality? It's called Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
Okay? For you youngins out there, most of you don't even follow baseball or even know the sport exists, but for those few that do follow it, go look at Ricky Henderson. Strutting and hitting home runs and styling and lifting up bases after he steals them, and then breaking Lou Brock's record, and then not only breaking Lou Brock's record, but then saying Lou Brock was good, but I'm the best. Not only did he break it, it's like when you pass Babe Ruth and you say, yeah, no, he was good, but I'm better. You know that? You just crap all over the guy that held the record, which is just so disrespectful at every level, but that was Ricky Henderson. If that's not Ricky Henderson, then he probably is not the same player on the field. So just because you can be reserved and be all, whatever and play the game, that doesn't mean that everybody's like that. And so God bless Jazz Chisholm. You put the mic down. What were you going to say? You were going to say something. I was going
to ask if you saw the Mike Trout being interviewed by I think it was ESPN, maybe Sunday Night Baseball.
When they asked about Segura winning no,
they asked him about the fantasy football league.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was Segura that won the.
Bregman.
Bergman. Alex Bergman won the.
They have him next week. They have him next Sunday. But they were trying to get him like who's how many in the league and all that. And he's just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I saw that.
There's just no personality. At least play along with him.
No, he's terrible. Anything, but he's terrible. As good as he is a player, he's that much of a cancer to sell the sport because he doesn't sell the sport.
Yeah,
he doesn't sell the sport at all, dude.
But I don't think that's him though. It's
right. No, he's just one of those dudes.
Yeah, he's just very like even when there was the only thing he said that was even more wild. Like, this next year we'll have a new commissioner.
Yeah,
it's like, well, I mean, come on.
Some people are just like that. That they're just not. Derek Jeter was not like that either.
Not true.
Now, he made clutch plays and all that stuff, but he never brought any attention to himself.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. They don't want to bring the attention. He's just like, if I say something, I'm gonna...
Yeah, he was just lucky that he was in New York and they won a lot, and then he was surrounded by other guys that were colorful. And so then, you could get away with it when Bernie Williams is playing guitar and a loquacious type dude, and you've got all these other guys that have personality, and it's a whole different thing. But Derek was just like that also. He didn't bring any attention to himself. He just played the game, and it was just, you always wanted to get something out of Derek Jeter, and you never got anything out of Derek Jeter. You never got anything out of Cal Ripken. You never got anything out of Tony Gwynn. You know what I mean? Well, Tony had a little personality at times. He had a funny voice, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Jazz Chisholm is great for the Marlins, man. It's great for fans. It's great for kids. I mean, you got to sell the game, man. You got to have some fun. Chicks dig the long ball. What happened to that, man? There's these unwritten rules that drive my ass crazy about baseball. You got to have some fun. Let him go, man. Hell, the Washington Redskins had a wide receiving core called the Fun Bunch. Let's have some fun, man. It's Billy White Shoes Johnson in the end zone. Let's have some fun. That's what it's all about. John Morant. Let's have some fun. Nothing wrong with that. It's entertainment. Now, look, I'm not going to force Mike Trout to be what he isn't, because then we do Russell Wilson. Prende, compadre, every time we try to make Russell Wilson hip, it doesn't work. Right? It just doesn't work because he's not hip. He's not cool. He plays fire, but he doesn't have a fire personality. He doesn't have any swag. There's no swag dripping from him when it comes to personality. Now, when he steps on the field, all the swag is dripping. That's just the way it is. Some guys we can't, but let's not corral the guys that know how to sell the sport. Let's not corral the people that are colorful in the sport, because you need it. You got to have it. It's one of those things that helps sell the sport. That's why Joe Namath is on the sideline with a fur coat, because it becomes an iconic moment. So you cannot tell Joe Namath to go be Mike Trout. Some guys have it and some guys don't. Look, Mark McGwire was a guy that did not want anything to do with the spotlight. Some guys want it and some guys don't. But Jazz Chisholm is not a guy that we should be persecuting or criticizing. Now, here's the thing. Okay? If you have a guy that is running his mouth and acting all colorful and he sucks, well, then that's a problem. Okay? The University of Miami had a quarterback recently that transferred out of Ohio State. And he brought all the swag and all the bravado and everything that, the IG model, the IG and Twitter explosion and all of that. Could the kid play? No. He played for Don Juan Bosco or whatever the hell it was, somewhere in Las Vegas, and they won like 400 games in a row, and all of a sudden it's like Tate Martell is the second coming, and then we saw him. And it's like, yo, you're the guy with all the bravado and the swag, and you can't play? Get the hell out of here. That's the difference. You don't want the guy that can run his mouth, but he can't back it up. So Jazz talks the talk, he walks the walk, and he is one of the reasons why, if you're the Marlins, you need to sell him. By the way, after that meeting or the day after, they had like some promotion, and Jazz was like front and center. It's like the team knows. You got to sell, bro. You got to sell. You got to sell swag. And if you have it, sell it, man. By the way, I haven't even checked here on our YouTube page. How we looking? Are we do they actually see my face today? Oh, really? Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me pull up the YouTube channel here, man. I got to pull up the YouTube channel, and then we're going to see. Oh, you can actually see me today. Okay, actually you can see me. So at least you see my ugly puss, which is not good for you, but it's there. Report from Miguel Rojas has issues with Chaz, supposedly. Well, Miguel Rojas is a nice veteran player, but know your place. Know your place. See, that's the problem with Miguel Rojas. You're not good enough to put anybody in their place. You were chosen as a leader because they don't spend enough money. but eventually Jazz Chisholm might end up becoming the guy. You know what I mean? Tremolio says, I told you, wait for 19K. Tremolio, you didn't tell us anything, bro. Please, bro. Get lost with that. Okay, buddy? Get lost. You wouldn't know. You couldn't find your asshole with a funnel. All right? I love you, my brother. There's a war going on. Did you predict that? Did you predict the war when you told me, 9 months ago, 10 months ago when that was going on? Did you predict that, half of Europe gets most of their wheat from Ukraine? Did you do that? Did you predict the supply chain and ships stuck in the canals and outside of LA? Did you predict the half point of inflation every other month? Come on, please, Tremolio. Bro, go sell that to somebody that, was born yesterday or something. Come on, I love you, brother, but you didn't predict jack shit. This is the whole entire world is going down. Stocks, everything, you name it. Everything's going down. You didn't predict anything, my brother. This is all about Biden, not releasing enough oil so we can lower the prices here. This is about incompetence. This has nothing to do with any prediction or anything like that, my brother. And there's a lot of these things that weren't in place when you were talking about it a long ass time ago. So, bro, I love you. Let's talk music. Don't ever talk to me about crypto. You don't know a damn thing about it. Okay? So I love you, brother, but you couldn't be more off on that. All right? I will slice you apart on that. So thank you, but please. I hope everyone has big cojones. Crypto is bleeding right now. No, it's beautiful right now. Everything's bleeding, bro. Tesla's bleeding. Amazon, everything's going down. Everything. Crypto, stocks, you name it. Real estate is next. Wake up. It's next. It's part of the recession. I was listening to some guy. Well, it looks like officially we're in the recession. No, you idiot. We've been going into the recession already for several months now. It's like, don't you watch what's going on? Look at the gas prices. Look at everything going through the roof. And unemployment is at like an all-time low, like in the last, 50, 60 years. But it doesn't matter if you can work. You can work, but it costs a lot more to live than it normally would. So it has nothing to do with what you told me, bro. Oh my God. I love these people. I mean, Tremolio will get away with that with somebody that doesn't know anything, and just looking at it. But, I follow everything. I kind of know what the hell's going on in the world. So it's all right. It's all good. But I know Jazz is young and new to the Marlins, but he's already one of my favorite Marlins of all time. Yeah, John, how can you not love watching that? He's one of the reasons why you watch the Marlins. He'll be one of the reasons why we'll be pissed at the Marlins if they trade him. Because it's like, oh, God, another guy. Because if Jazz goes to another lineup and he's surrounded by a couple of other hitters, oh, my God. It's one of those things. And if he's in an environment where he's playing with an even better team and it'll even inspire him to play better, bro. Yeah, definitely. Jazz is a stud, man. Let's see. Biden is being paid by the Chinese. No, he doesn't need a. Come on, bro. You knew this was going to be a disaster with the old man in office. It just is what it is. All he was a buffer to get the orange man out to then move on to the next guy. That's all he is. It'll be one clown after another clown after another clown after another clown. None of them are any good. So it doesn't matter. The Dems or the reps can't find a decent candidate if their lives depended on it. It's over. Let's see. I'm so happy crypto's taking a dip. I'm buying like crazy. Yep. Ethereum right now is, oh my God, load the freaking up, dude. Load the freaking up. Big O saw Jurassic World over the weekend. Huge fan of the series. Was truly disappointed. Not that good. Anyway, Dolphin season almost here. Really? Wow. That. You know what that reminds me of? The the Indiana Jones, but that last one with the old man, the skulls and all that. Oh my God, that was, I don't know what it was. It was with Sean Connery, right? Wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Who is it? With Shia LaBeouf. That's it. With Shia LaBeouf. Oh my God, that was terrible, bro. My Lord, I had to watch that. I've enjoyed all the Jurassics, actually. But they're all the same to you? Is that what it is?
No, they're not all the same, but I think, look, when you're doing, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, it's one thing. But with the one where now they're in the city?
Well, hey, man, they get to fly and they start moving around and they can waddle through the ocean because they're really tall. I don't know.
You proved my point right there. Thank you. That's all.
Well, no, we got them on a ship. We probably brought them over thinking we can experiment, and then they got loose. Like King Kong. King Kong got loose on us. We brought him over. We thought we could display him, all that. And he said, hell no, I'm taking Jessica Lange with me. That's what could happen, man. Don't bring King Kongs and dinosaurs to our shores.
They already did that. That was in the kingdom. The kingdom, they brought them to the shores.
Well, that's the wrong thing to do. Didn't they learn from prior movies 70 years ago?
No, nobody learned. That's the problem.
You don't grab King Kong and bring him in, so you don't bring dinosaurs either.
That's our problem in society. Nobody learns.
Exactly. Don't rebuild dinosaurs that can fly, because then they have access to the entire world, you idiots.
But they got the one.
Elon Musk is going to screw us all, right? Oh. He's going to recreate his own Jurassic. They're all going to get loose, and he's going to be laughing at us because he's in another planet watching it all happen.
They're going to be driving Teslas.
Right, exactly. That's what's going to happen. I mean, we all know it. It's coming. What can I tell you, folks? What can I tell you? How you feeling, bro? RedRecover.com, a proud sponsor. I've been telling you about Red Recover now. Actually, I've been telling you about Red Recover for many months now, because I've been telling you about how I'm trying to regrow my hair, and obviously that patch there is regrowing, which is a beautiful thing. And Red Recover, by the way, promotes faster muscle recovery following your workouts. It even expedites the healing from sprains and strains. This is why pro, amateurs, and recreational athletes use Red Recover, like Hayden Hurst, the first-round pick for the Bengals. He uses Red Recover as part of his daily recovery program to optimize performance on Sundays. And if you want to listen to his testimony, go to redrecover.com. They've got blogs. They've got videos there. A lot of stuff explaining all the different types of products. I gave one to Omar because he had some shoulder neck injury issues. Sean has got knee injuries from his days of jumping out of planes back in it's Army, right? You were in the come on, man. No? Navy? Marine Corps. Oh, Marine Corps. I'm sorry. You're the few, the proud. I forgot. What were we supposed to say? Hoo-ha! No, not hoo-ha. So how you feeling? You've had several treatments now. You've gone past the third day now.
Yeah.
And?
There's definitely some, I used to get up, and you know how I would get up. And there's definitely better circulation in there.
Right.
Things like that. I mean, my knee is pretty shot, but it feels a lot better. I mean, it does really does with the Red Recovery. I'm able to get more motion even now. The swelling and things like that, it doesn't swell up as much. So I'm 100% behind it.
Yeah.
So I have arthritis. I have no cartilage in my knee. My knee
wow. So you got
my knee's messed up, and it has helped. It has helped.
So you're doing it. You're doing it twice a day then.
I'm doing it in the morning and at night. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Normally it's only 15 minutes once a day, but if you have chronic pain like he does, because he's got no cartilage, so that's all the itis to step in when you have no cartilage. That's he knows what I'm talking about. Athletes go through that a lot. And so there you go. He's using it twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, the red light therapy. It's ideal for anybody suffering from chronic pain, such as arthritis or neck or lower back discomfort. Only 15 minutes a day will bring about tremendous relief, feeling better without using medication, which is really helpful, folks. Check out the website, redrecover.com, also Instagram, red.recover, and use our discount code BIG OW to get 10% off. You can email them, inquire about the hat, because I know that they're in back order, so you can check that out, redrecover.com, and get that pain out of your system, man. redrecover.com. All right. The iguanas and rats in the neighborhood are nervous. Pretty good if you soak them in Mojo. I don't know what the hell that is, Chase. Oh, okay. All right. All right. I see Jurassic Park outside every day with these iguanas. I see. Ethereum's at 1,200. LOL, it's going to need Red Recover. No, it's going to need to be bought. Buy it up, bro. Buy it up. Buy it up. Let's see. What else do we have? Lewis says, crypto is such a great hedge for a recession. I can't believe how well the market is performing. That is actually very true, Lewis. When you look at Bitcoin, it's actually held pretty damn strong, considering that this is the first time crypto is part of recession. So this is why do I always tell you all 40% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, and then 10, 10, and 10 the rest of the way with some of the other ones, because altcoins are going to take a bath as always, really bad, right? Which, by the way, I'm glad, because I'm actually getting some extra algo, some chain link. I'm getting some stuff at a really, really cheap price, and I'm loving it. I'm not complaining. I told you guys, even when Tremolio had his crazy prediction like 9 months ago, a year ago, oh no, it's going to go to 20,000 or something, and obviously completely wrong. But I told him back then, I know you're wrong, but man, I wish it happened, because I don't have a problem. I know what the long-term plan is, so I'm not worried about it. I know the implementation. I mean, the government right now has already come up with, they legitimized it already, because they know they have to. They have no choice. It's going to run their ass over, especially Bitcoin. Big O Biden is releasing 1 million barrels per day from the oil reserves, largest amount. Need more. Dude, we're going green. Every car will be electric in 20, 30 years. What are we saving oil for? What are we saving oil for? Unload, bro. Lower the prices. No, Biden's failing. So there's no excuses. Release a hell of a lot more. Open up for more drilling that we can do on our own. It sucks environmentally and all that stuff. I understand, but we got to get out of this rut, dude. We have the power to make it easier for Americans. And that's what it's all about, Americans. So if we have the wherewithal, we have the wells, we have everything, let's go do it, man. So I disagree with you wholeheartedly on that. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, and he's obviously dropping the ball on that one. Let's see. The peacocks in the neighborhood are starting to disappear, is what Greater Good is saying. It's not good when peacocks start to disappear. Big O, who you got winning today? I believe the series goes 7. Well, we will tell you in our liquor split matchup of the night. We definitely will tell you. Who's the Republican nominee? Well, I don't know, bro. I don't know. We'll find out if they're dumb enough to put Orange Man there again. I doubt it. I think they're kind of getting smart to it finally, and most of them that were fooled by it are already moving on. But eventually, they'll figure out somebody. I almost give the Republicans more hope to find somebody else that is an Orange Man than I do the Democrats. Because the last couple of years, you're giving me Bernie, Hillary, and Biden. Holy shit. Wow. That's like, man. DeSantis, listen, I don't necessarily agree with everything he does, but probably better than Trump, that's for sure. Nah, I don't think he's basically Trump. I think he's he does some things that I definitely disagree with. That stuff he did in the Panhandle, restructuring the districts, that's pretty dirty stuff. But Hey man, he handled the pandemic and kept this place open more than most. He brought more business and more money into the state. Um, uh, I am pro women and an abortion, and for a Republican, I believe he did it for 15 weeks, which I think that's super fair. You know, I'm not for those states that are banning abortion. He didn't ban it. He went 15 weeks. You know, you got to give people. You got to like pick and you got you just because like I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, so I don't care about either side. So I will say the good things that somebody does and the bad things that somebody does on both sides. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. Like some of you out there, you're a Democrat, you can't say anything positive about a Republican. And those of you who are Republicans, you can't say anything positive if a Democrat does something. Those of you that are like that, you have zero credibility in my eyes. Zero. None. Nada. You know what I mean? If you're just a party zombie, then I feel bad for you because it's about being an American, not about being a Democrat or a Republican. That's the sad part. It's just do what's best for Americans. That's the problem, man. So, Big O, did you find the fan club in Tampa? There's one in Naples. I saw your text this morning. Allie, I thought Allie lived in South Florida. That woman and her husband go to all these games and everything, and they live in Naples? Because NorCal, you remember somebody was asking about a Dolphin bar in Tampa, and we couldn't find one. And I still have a hard time believing that in Tampa, St. Pete, Bradenton, there isn't a Dolphin bar there. I have a hard time believing that. But he says there's one in Naples, and that Allie is one of the chiefs of it all. Let me see. Let me get NorCal's text because NorCal's one of those dudes that has my my cell phone. He says Ali Dolfreaky Goodman and Griffin Van Nest run it. Okay. Yep. Wow, that's impressive. So they go to all the games. So wait a minute. What are they running a bar for over there if they're never there? Oh, maybe they don't go to all the road games. Although it looks like Allie's in every damn road game. Her and her husband look like they're always like it seems like at least it seems like that on what is it, Instagram or Twitter or whatever, or both.
They might set it up and then leave somebody in charge and then go and do the Dolphin game.
Okay.
You can leave somebody in charge.
Because they're at all the games. That's what it seems like. Hell, they went to the Ranger games. She's a Rangers fan. She got a little more heartache there, unfortunately. Let's see. Ali is on the West Coast, I think, Fort Myers. That's impressive. Impressive. Some of you Dolphins that don't even live in South Florida and you're in all these events, because she's here for like those biking events, the Cancer Challenge, and she's always all here, man. She's an amazing Dolphins fan. I don't know how young people do it, man. I've said this before. I'm super impressed with the young crowd. And I'm talking like, I'm talking people that are under 35 years old. Maybe even under 40, you don't even know what good Dolphin football is. But those people under 35, because there's no way that woman's even 30, right? So I don't know, Eiley, I don't want to insult your age, but Chase, anyone know if there's a bar in Tallahassee? He wants to know if there's a Dolphins bar in Tallahassee. Oh, okay. No, I think he's talking about Dolphin bar. Allie is an awesome wife, mom, and super fan. Yeah, no, she is, dude. She's like you, NorCal. You and Big E and you people and Papa Pump and all you people are just absolutely amazing. Big O should vote for the candidate, not the party. That's what I do. I don't vote for a party. I don't care about parties. I don't really give a crap about parties at all. I've voted for Democrats and Republicans my entire life. I've gone back and forth because I don't believe in, and especially nowadays, oh my God, the two parties are so lost. It's ridiculous. What?
Brewster's Million, none of the above.
Right. None of the above. Yeah. That's usually the best one because they never give me a good candidate on each side. Anybody know if running back Patrick Laird is still with the Dolphins? No, he's not. He's not here. I don't know where he is. I mean, his days were numbered, bro. You know, his days were numbered. Let's see. What else do we have? Big O, you watched Stranger Things yet? No, I have not, sir. I'm so behind on that. I doubt I'll watch that in the next year or two, to be quite honest with you. The Welton Rayom text line, you can always reach out to us at 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Appreciate all of you out there. Let's see what else.
Laird's still a free agent, just out there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, he's very limited. He's a pass catcher. That's all he can do. Not really a good blocker, not a fullback, not a running back. So what can you get out of Patrick Laird? You know what I mean? It's really, really tough.
Did you see your boy reported the camp finally?
Who?
Lamar.
Oh, he did? Lamar reported?
Well, somebody on Instagram, one of the teammates, I forgot who it was, Marlon Humphreys.
Oh, yeah, Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, he put out ID, look who just showed up, and boop, there he is.
All right. There you go. What can I tell you? It is what it is. We'll see what happens with that contract situation. He should have taken money a while back, man. Let's see. One guy says, can you imagine Tyreke Hill with a podcast if Flores was there, right? He would hate Tyreke Hill talking about Tua. Why don't we get into a little Tyreke and Tua talk, right? Might as well, because I know some of you have been waiting to talk a little bit about that. Tyreke Hill on his podcast, it had to be said podcast or something, right? Something like that it's called. So, first of all, he talks a little bit about Tua and the team chemistry and all of that. It's a nice long soundbite, but I like how he's talking about the team mindset and where they're at right now, and he likes the vibe right now in the building with the players and the coaches. Here is Tyreke Hill elaborating a little bit on what he has experienced so far in a Dolphins uniform. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Here we go. Fire away. Yes.
We're gonna play the video, or do you think we'll get hit?
No, just play the audio.
Okay.
Just play the audio, just for the hell of it, just so you don't. You got enough driving and crap to do, so you got enough shit to deal with. You don't need YouTube to bother you. Go ahead.
Right. You go from KC, cold. Now I know you love beach volleyball, so I know Miami is prime real estate with you, right?
Prime real estate. Man.
You in the 305.
Yep.
How has that transition been? I know the season hasn't started, but just that atmosphere of going from Kansas City to the 305.
Oh, it's been great, man. You know, believe this or not, I feel like the same values hold inside the locker room with the Miami Dolphins as far as like brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, coaches being close, players being close, and everything else. Tua's been a great quarterback to play with. You know, Jalen Waddle has been everything that everyone has said. Fast, explosive, great guy outside of playing football. So it's been fun, man. So, I mean, I'm very excited for football season. I'm excited to see where this team will go, which I know this team will go very far because, man, I've had a chance to see Tua throw the ball to myself, but, man,
that's the next question.
Like he's that dude, bro. Like what a lot of people don't know. Like I'm not just sitting here I'm not just sitting here just saying this because he's my quarterback now. And
you're not gonna give us the tea or tears, are you?
Nah,
that's
bro,
my quarterback.
Like,
We're not gonna get that.
I'm not trying to get more targets right now, but what I'm trying to say is Tua is that deal, bro.
He has an arm.
He has a heck of an arm, bro. He's accurate. He can throw the deep ball, and he actually goes through his reads. What people are like on Twitter are like saying, "Oh, he doesn't go through his reads." Man, that dude. So
now let's.
Lot of positives in all of that. Now, listen. Of course, he's supposed to speak highly of his teammate, but he gets really colorful on there, and you don't necessarily go that overboard. You know why? Because if you don't think he's that guy, you say, "Oh no, man, he's a good player, man. Yeah, I really like playing with him," and you kind of end it there. You don't go elaborating and expanding and talking about, the progressions and talking about that he's that dude and that I'm watching him throw to other people and all of that. And Tyreke in this situation gets an opportunity to really kind of spread his wings in a way that he probably couldn't do in Kansas City. Do you know why? Because in Kansas City, Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid are the man there. They're the guys. And then after that, it comes all the other players. Well, Tua obviously is the face of your franchise, but he hasn't elevated to that point yet, right? Where Tyreke is at. And Tyreke, in a way, you're going to get a very motivated guy, not because of the money. Go listen to that podcast. He wasn't happy on how everything was handled in Kansas City because once the Davante Adams deal happened, it changed the face of the negotiations. And then he found out how much Kansas City was willing to commit to him, and they weren't willing to go far enough. And he was kind of floored at the fact that they weren't willing to go far enough considering the kind of plays he makes for that team. And so I think he loved the fact that he's getting the respect by getting the money here, but I think he also loves the fact that he's going to get to really be the man here now. And because you don't have an established running back, the quarterback is by name, not by stature yet of accomplishments. Hopefully after this year, and I believe he will, I think Tua is going to throw 30-plus touchdowns this year and have a hell of a season. But after this season, then Tua gets to really establish himself. But meanwhile, the guy is Tyreke. So Tyreke gets to be the leader of the receiving corps, gets to be the leader of the offense, gets to be one of the faces of the franchise. And now you're watching everything he's saying, and he's got his podcast. It's constantly making headlines on that podcast now. And that's because of all the attention he's getting. It's a pretty cool thing. It's nice. Listen, man, it's a lot better vibe right now than what we've seen the last couple of years, whether it's Flo, whether it's Gase. There was always some kind of disconnect. At least right now, there doesn't seem to be a disconnect. Now, in the end, Mike McDaniel has to prove he can coach. Tua has to prove that he can be the man. Offensive line coaches have to prove that they can get the running game going. There's a lot to prove out there. I understand all of that. But you do need a foundation to start in a good place. Do you think the Browns are starting in a good place right now? You think the Carolina Panthers are starting in a good place right now, not really knowing what the hell their quarterback is? How about Green Bay? It's great right now. Did you watch the Davante Adams interview? You saw the main reason why he left? Flo's guy. Jordan Love. He was like, oh, no, nothing against Jordan. He's a nice guy, this, that. There was no elaboration like what you just heard from Tyreek Hill. It's great. Hey, it was great to play with Rodgers, but what am I going to play with him, a year or two? He mentioned that too, and it was like, oh, crap. He crapped all over Jordan Love right there. And he had an opportunity to lift Jordan Love being on another team. He doesn't have to him, if he talks up Jordan Love, it doesn't hurt him because he's on another team. He could have said, And I know Jordan's going to be a great quarterback. He didn't say that. So, what Tyreke is doing, you might think it's overboard. You might think he has to say that. And to a certain extent, it's hard to argue with that. But when you go as far as he did, that kind of tells you that he's feeling a lot better about playing with this guy. I know some of you disbelievers, haters, whatever you want to call yourselves, no matter what they tell you, you're not going to believe it. That's how this world is. Okay? No matter what anybody tells you, some people, you'll think that the election was rigged when it wasn't. That's just the way it is. No matter what. You'll see the evidence right in your face, but you won't believe it anyways because that's this world. Now listen to Tyreke, okay? Talk about the huge misconception of his quarterback.
As far as accuracy-wise, I'm going with Tua all day.
So which one would you rather have? The deep ball where you got to scramble around the field to try to go find it? Or do you want that accuracy to hit you right in the bread basket on the run?
I want it to hit me right in the bread basket, just like I did in the Buffalo Bills game, and take it 70. And the rest is history.
And again, this is not a shot at anybody.
Right.
This is just stuff that had to be said.
It needed to be said.
It needed to be said.
As far as accuracy-wise, I'm...
All right, so you saw him. Listen, Mahomes is the better athlete. We all know that. Mahomes has a lightning bolt of an arm. We all know that, okay? It's all cool, What's it called? Eddie, could you talk to the guys out there? Because we got folks that want to come up here, and they're not letting them up, so they can say hi. Can you find out for me, please, Eddie? Because I don't want the listeners who came out here to see us end up leaving, because I know that they're cleaning the bar right now. That's why. So I know they don't want anybody to get injured. But anyway, you look at what's going on, and again, I've always said he has accuracy. And accuracy, ball placement, anticipation. He can read defenses. Some of you idiots out there, he doesn't go through his progressions. You're just morons. This kid is a well-built quarterback. But like any well-built quarterback, you need some help. And that's what's come finally. He's not there's very few guys that are going to elevate a shit team and go deep and win something significant. You're not going to win anything significant with what they've had here the last 2 years and the coaching staff. But now you hope that has changed around him. And he proved it in Alabama. When there's competence around him, he can play at an incredibly high level. And I believe he'll play at an incredibly high level here once he gets the right people around him. And that's exactly what he has now. Rosendo says, no excuses for Tua. All the pieces are on his side to succeed, but we see the Dolphins have made the smart moves for 2023. Rosendo, I only have one problem with your statement. And it's the same problem I have with a whole bunch of people that say the same shit. Was it an excuse because you didn't have an offensive line last year, or was that a fact? Was it an excuse that you didn't have offensive coaches, or was that a fact? Was it an excuse that you didn't have a proven offensive coordinator, or is that a fact? Was it an excuse that you didn't have a proven quarterbacks coach, or is that a fact? Was it an excuse that you had a head coach that couldn't build an offensive staff, or a fact? Was it an excuse that you can run the ball, or is that a fact? Which one is it? Because the last time I checked, those were facts. What I'm tired of, okay, and I love you, Rosendo, but I'm going to go for you and everybody else. I'm effing tired of hearing people call facts excuses. No one's making an excuse for Tua. The facts are they couldn't block jack shit. The facts are they couldn't run the ball ever. The facts are they had no offensive staff. And that Brian Flores is a freaking clown. Those are facts, not excuses. Excuses are things that you label that aren't really excuses. So you're saying that the team's failures were all on Tua and not the fact that you had no offensive staff, no offensive line, no running game whatsoever. Those aren't excuses. And I'm tired of hearing the same bullshit from people saying, I'm no more excuses for Tua. There are no excuses for Tua. Those are facts. Huge difference. Enormous difference. Because when we say excuses, that means you're basically lying. You're lying to yourself, is what you're telling me. Oh, you're making an excuse. You're lying. So I'm tired of the excuse thing when it was a fact. Nature B is for me, folks. 27 vitamins, amino acids, 28 minerals, and powerful antioxidants. There's a reason why I rarely ever get a cold over the last 20 years, because I take those 2 golden capsules every day, sustained energy. No 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock fade. And I'll need it driving back home. I can't have a fade because I'll end up crashing. But thanks to Nature B, I will have the energy. But more importantly, as I tell you all the time, yes, it improves digestion and regularity, stronger nails, smoother skin, fuller hair. There's so many benefits from Nature B. My favorite, boosting my immune system. And in this virus-filled world that we're in now, there is nothing like that, baby. Boosting that immune system. Yeah, I'm vaccinated. Yeah, I'm boosted, but you can still pick up a cold. And so I don't want to work with the cold. Had one recently. Remember when I left my mouth open sleeping at night? So Nature B, we do it all the time. 2 golden capsules every day. Right now you can get free shipping. Go to natureb.com and put in the code Big O. And whether it's a 1 month, a 3 month, a 6 month supply, you will get free shipping from Clean Green New Zealand. Yes. And this comes from Mother Earth, not from some lab. So it's great for the kids. It's great for the adults. My daughter's been taking it forever since she was a kid, and she's now 21. Go to natureb.com and put in the code Big O to get free shipping at natureb.com. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? No more excuses from Herbert. Better win more than 9 games to get his team to the playoffs. There you go. That's the excuse right there. That's excuses. You know what, Eric? God, Eric, if you were here, bro, I'd buy you like lunch right now. You know that? That's excuses. Justin Herbert, that's excuses. You had a running game. You had wide receivers. You had the team. You had an offensive line. And you lost to the Texans on a game that you needed to get into the playoffs? And you can't win more games than Tua? And you've got better? Those are excuses. It's funny. We wanna label the things that can happen with Tua as excuses when they're facts. But with Justin Herbert, you arm lovers, you make all the excuses in the world when he chokes like a dog against the Texans. He's got a shot to cut it to 1 score, and there goes the pick 6. Those are excuses. You have the weapons. You have the team. You have the offensive line. Win the game. I tell you. See, at least some of you, like Eric Storm, you understand the difference between an excuse and a fact. Very nice. I like that. Our O-line had the league-leading 235 pressures recorded. Yep. No, and by the way, worst offensive line in the NFL, Tua was the least sacked quarterback in the NFL. That's pretty awesome, but hey, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. It's all an excuse for Tua. As I said over the weekend, when those Tyreke comments came out during the season, don't go trying to get on the Tua bandwagon. I am not going to let you on. I'm kicking your ass right off of it, and I'm exposing your ass on a consistent basis. Okay? And I have my notes already for some of you out there that thought Tannehill can play, but Tua couldn't. Oh, and I will unload soon on those. Those will be some of my favorite people to go after. The ones that thought that Tannehill could play, but Tua couldn't. Oh, my God. I can't wait to unload on those. So, there you go. Let's see. What else do we have here? We will see week 6 if Hill is still talking that way. Well, we will see. And if he is, Dean Brown, if he is talking and if he's playing that way, guess what, Dean Brown? I don't want you riding the bandwagon and talking about it, right? Because obviously you're not a Dolphins fan, right? We will see by week 6. So you're looking forward to failure. That's the way you look at it, right, Dean Brown? Notes taken. We got you, bro. You're an anti-Dolphin guy. Got it. You don't believe anything's going to happen, right? We will see. So if it does happen, Dean, I don't want to see on the chat board, oh, the Dolphins played great. Oh, Tyreke's playing well. Oh, Tua did well. We got you, Dean Brown. We see what side you're on now. We got you. Notes taken. And if Tua's trash expected, don't say you can't do your show for a month because of, again, Dean Brown, do you know me? Do you know me? Do I hold back from saying what has to be said? So I don't think you've been paying attention to this show for 32 years. Okay? Big O, what would you consider a successful season for Tua? 30 touchdowns. That's what I want to see. Let's see. Big O addressed Cincinnati having the worst line. Did they have the worst line? How's their running game, bro? What did that guy get? Like 1,200 yards? 1,300 yards? Look up the running game. Did they have a running game? I'm just wondering. Did they have I think they have either the best or second best receiving core in the NFL or third best receiving core. Did they not have that? I'm just wondering. Because I think their running back was pretty damn impressive. See, that's the problem. Some of you you're just parrots. And then you repeat what somebody else says, but you actually don't think for yourselves. So how's the line so bad? But Mixon, right, is the guy's name, right? Joe Mixon. Joe, I punch women Mixon. I believe he rushed for 12 or 1,300 yards. What Dolphin running back was rushing for 12 or 1,300 yards? Just wondering. I don't know. You tell me, man. 1205 and 13 touchdowns? Damn, bro. Off my memory. Off my memory, I said 1,200 yards. 1205 and 13 touchdowns. So how bad is that O-line? You guys are just parrots, bro. You people don't think for yourselves. You hear one idiot say something and you just repeat it. That's the problem in this world. None of you or most of you are so effing lazy, you don't bother to go look it up yourself. So how bad is that O-line that he got 1,205 yards and 13 touchdowns? It's got to be better than Miami's. Was Joe Burrow getting pressured when he was handing off? Because Tua was. First time I've ever seen that, by the way. Think for yourselves at times, please, folks. Go back and do some homework or whatever. I remember I'm talking about Red Recover, and I look on the chat board. Some guy says, what is something? I forgot if he was asking the hat or a wrap. What's the price? Like I have it off the top of my head. Like, dude, go to redrecover.com and go check it yourself. Why are you a stinking lazy ass? Hey, what's the score? What happened in yesterday's game? You got a phone? Can't check it out for yourself? So what's the O-line stuff now? What do you got to say after I told you, yeah, they had a running back. They got 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns. It's, it's crazy, dude. Big O, is it fair to say Tua will have an O-line so he can develop properly? Well, we will see, right? I hope so. That's what Mike McDaniel was brought here for, to do that.
But also, at least we have an offensive coach that can, if there is a way to move the offense around to where the line doesn't be as bad as they were.
Right.
Again,
give them an advantage.
Play design. That's what I was looking for. Play design can help your offensive line.
Right. It can help everybody, bro. Play design is everything. That's why Bill Walsh was a master, because of play design. That's the great offensive minds, all of them, okay? From even like Sean McVay now to Sid Gilman back in the 60s. It's all about play design. It's all about setting up the defense. And you got to know what the hell you're doing from one play to another, from one series to another, from one quarter to another, from one half to another. And habitually, you need to know what you cannot keep calling. And habitually, you need to know what you can call. And if you don't have an understanding of what you need to run, what they're picking up from you, then you're not going to get anywhere in this league. But the great offensive minds are the ones that keep their team ahead. Look, Andy Reid lost Tyreke Hill. I still think the Kansas City Chiefs will have a damn good offense. Why? It's Andy Reid. That's what he is. It's what he's been his whole life. He designs offenses with different types of talent involved. Now, will they have the same kind of explosive plays? Of course not, because Tyreke Hill's a freak. But will they be productive as hell? You damn right they will be, because Andy Reid is one of the best offensive minds we've ever had. In fact, we were just talking about this with Eddie Lepp, who is really the magic man, because not only did he make this happen here, talking to Scott and Paul and the great people here at Tortugas, but he converted his wife from a Redskins fan to a Dolphins fan. How about that? Now, it's easy to quit on the Redskins nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things I told Eddie was Joe Gibbs accomplished the greatest feat of any NFL coach in history, even better than Shula's undefeated season. He won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. None of them Hall of Famers, by the way. Theismann, not a Hall of Famer. Williams, not a Hall of Famer. Rippon, not a Hall of Famer. But guess what? He is. Joe Gibbs. And so he was a mastermind. And his system was successful with everybody. And that's because he was a great mind. And that's part of all of this. So, got to have a mind, and hopefully they got one now that will get it done. Yes, sir.
Can I even add more to Joe Gibbs being such a good mind?
Yes, sir.
He went to NASCAR.
Oh, God.
And has one of the top racing teams now in NASCAR.
And he's producing, and
he
his
leads
loins,
a Toyota as well.
And his loins have produced a young, great driver, too.
Grandson.
A grandson, whatever.
Pat Gibbs.
Yeah, but it's in his loins. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
and he's a feisty little sumbitch
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Well, he's
He got in a fight. What was it, like a month ago?
Yeah, but now they're starting to race him the way he raced them, and it's going to be interesting to see how he goes up through the ranks because again, it's not like any other sport. You can get payback real quick.
Oh yeah, payback's a bitch there, man. All right, 1 hour down here at Tortugas, baby. We'll take a break. Come back. Give me a couple minutes to relax the pipes here. And we'll be back for hour number 2 of the Big O Radio Show live from Tortugas.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business, car key replacements, and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends. Let's get ready to talk Dolphins football. It's the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupard. With locations throughout South Florida, Sports Grill is the home of the special grilled wings. Check out our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Alan Poupard.
Hello, Alan Poupard is the rock. And by the way, I got to thank the Goose and the folks out here coming out here to see us and out here at Tortugas. He just told me I loaded up on Ethereum and Bitcoin, and I told him, hell yeah, so did I right now. It is time. I see Lisa's going, Bitcoin down to 22.8. Bye. Anyway, time to talk a little Miami Dolphins with our favorite exposed fan. That is Alan Poupard. How you doing, my brother? You doing all right?
Doing good. Out here in Tampa with the family on a little vacation, throwing in some work as well, but mostly for fun.
Okay. What you doing? Busch Gardens? Is that the deal?
Did Busch Gardens Saturday, were interrupted by lightning. It's nasty. Went back again yesterday, the whole day, and whole family's having a hard time getting up this morning. We were there the whole day. Today we're hitting Venture Island.
There you go. And then don't you need a vacation after the vacation?
Oh, I do actually.
Yeah, more tired after. When you go to amusement park, that's not relaxing, bro.
No.
It's just not relaxing. You're walking all day, standing all day, and you're like, dude, is this supposed to be a vacation or what? Because when you're all done, it's like you're worn out, bro. I don't know about you, but I'm out of gas by the end of the day.
No, and we did a couple of crazy rides yesterday. Iron Wazi, I think it's called. New one that they have at Busch Gardens.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
That thing took me off my seat like five times. Only a good thing I was restrained by the straps. Otherwise, I'd have flown off that thing. That thing was a workout.
I can imagine. All right, so let me ask you, in your preparations over the weekend, were you able to catch the Tyreke Hill podcast? I would imagine you're a subscriber by now.
I did not catch it, but I'm very familiar with the highlights, most of the comments, his complaints about how he was using KC, his comments about the towing through and Mahomes together in the same sentence, which is completely absurd. I think
he only threw accuracy. It's the only thing he really mentioned.
Considering what would you, no offense, but what would you know about his accuracy when what he's had with him are 8 practices in shorts and t-shirts?
No, that's your practice. No, those are in the ones in the facility that he's practiced with them outside of the facility too.
I understand that, but it's pitch and catch. It is not there. There's game accuracy and even full pad accuracy, and then there's pitch and catch. And for pitch and catch from a short distance, what?
Why are you making a big deal of this? He is accurate. He's deadly accurate.
And I never said it. I never said he wasn't. No, he's deadly accurate from short range. Yes, he's deadly accurate from short range.
He can throw a deep ball too. By the way, I think he had one of the higher percentages on the few deep balls that he threw in the NFL.
On the few deep balls that he threw in the NFL, yeah.
Oh, well, my brother, until you get a running game and an offensive line, you're not going to throw it often.
I understand. Okay, we're gonna go with that thing again. Okay, again.
Oh, that's common sense.
Are we really gonna compare?
No, there's no comparison. Zero comparison.
Okay, it's premature to me to be throwing out Tua is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes. When you played with him, basically 5 OTAs and 2 minicamp practices.
Well, here's where I might disagree with you on this one.
Okay.
95% of your passes are all short and intermediate. All of them. 95. Very few are deep balls. So if 95% of the time that's your practice and he's catching balls from him all over the place, maybe he does feel the kid is deadly accurate because he is deadly accurate. That's the only thing Tyreke said. He didn't say he was more athletic. He didn't say I had a bigger arm.
Right.
He didn't say anything else. He just said accuracy. And if you really think about it, most of your passes are all inside, 30-yard box anyways.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where he excels in.
Okay. And the other point why I pay very little credence to what he said, and to me, it's one of those where, it's great that he said it, but it should be taken for what it's worth. If you recall a couple of weeks ago when Tyreke spoke to the media after a practice in Miami, he made it a point to say it was very important to build to his confidence. That's number one. Okay. So obviously saying he's more accurate than Patrick Mahomes is a good step toward that. Number two, he's playing for the Dolphins right now. And this notion of like you talk, for example,
yeah, but if he wanted to talk about him, he would say other things that he was better at. And he didn't say that. He just talked about accuracy. Which is
because that's the thing you can go to. And for I don't even know if we want to get into all that. But again, for example, like the Alabama wide receivers, when they went back to college in their final year, what did they say? They liked Mac Jones better. Why? Because they were playing with Mac Jones at the time.
Right.
So exactly. that's only logical.
That's the decent thing to do.
Correct.
Right there. Waddle did the responsible thing at that moment. And he said, by the way, he talked about it that, hey, man, Tua's already in the league. I don't need to help him. I got to help my guy, Mac, and so he had to talk up Mac, which makes a lot of sense, which is the right thing to do at that moment.
Which is why it makes sense for Tyreke Hill. And on top of the fact, again, he's loving life, loving everybody right now because he got paid. So, of course, he's going to talk up Tua. It makes perfect sense. And he's going to talk up Tua even more because he wants the ball. complaining about his number of targets and not being more part of the KC offense when he averaged 10 targets a game and was 7th in the NFL in most targets. I mean, come on.
That was a ridiculous complaint, but he's a receiver. He's a diva, so he's going to want the ball more. That's just the way it is. So I get all of that. I have no problem with that. You know what? You got to go listen to the podcast, because not so much about the Dolphins, but the fact that the Devontae Adams contract kind of changed the landscape of their negotiations.
Yeah.
And that KC was just not willing to go anywhere near that neighborhood where Miami was willing. And that's kind of weird, man, thinking, if you're KC, you have such a dynamic player that changes the face of a game within 2 seconds. Why would you not sacrifice for that one player who is so dynamic? And that's the weird part. Now, before you came on, I was, to kind of contradict what I just said, Andy Reid is such a great offensive coordinator. Maybe he feels, he's always going to have great offenses. So maybe he feels he can overcome it and may not have the same big plays, but it'll still be a productive offense. But I still found it kind of weird that they would not go all the way for that guy.
Well, but there's also, we got to be careful too, but with Tyreke and his reputation, if you look at the numbers and we keep talking big plays.
Actually, they've gone down.
Correct. I mean, his yards, I think he was like 66 in yards per reception, and he was 95th in yak. The thing with Tyreke is the threat's always there, but more so than it's always a big play waiting to happen. But the other factor, I think this tells you that the Chiefs think Patrick Mahomes is a hell of a lot more important to their success on offense than Tyreek Hill. And we'll find out, but I don't think they're wrong.
Yeah, it's, you know what? It also ends up becoming the negative when you have to pay your quarterback. And if Tua does blow up and does play well in 2 years, when you pay him, then you will suffer the same fate also. Like every team, Russell Wilson, who was it? Baltimore. Remember when they won, they had to pay Flacco, and then they ended up losing a whole bunch of players after that because of that. And that was only like 20-25 million in those days, I think, was the Flacco salary. Now, dude, we're talking 40, 45, 50, for those upper echelon quarterbacks. So Miami will, that'll be the good thing will be if Tua breaks out. The bad thing will be that's what ends up closing your window too.
Well, and it's a problem you would rather have, because ultimately you want to have that kind of quarterback that's going to command that kind of money, So that's right. A bad scenario for the Dolphins for Tua to blow up.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right about that. What are you working on at the Sports Illustrated so folks can check you out at alldolphins.com?
Well, since I'm on like a quote unquote quasi vacation, I have my writer Dante Colonelli's been doing profiles of several different players. I forget who we got going today. Brandon Jones, I believe. We got a profile on him. But tomorrow, and I'm continuing the jersey countdown. Today's at number 87, and try to come up with a whole lot of number 87s in Dolphin history who have been really, really productive. And it was a tough list. It was tough to come up with 3.
Yeah, dude. Now that Camarillo? I don't think he was.
No, he was 83. He was 83.
Yeah. I don't think he was 87. You know what? That's an odd number now that I think about it. Like, was one of the 80s tight ends 87?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Johnson?
Dan Johnson was 80. Yeah, he was 87. I believe he wasn't my number 1, but he was in the list. I believe he was in the top 3.
He died.
He was solid. I mean, he was solid, but he wasn't like.
No. He wasn't. But one of the things I remember about him, and I don't know if Joe Rosso remember this, or I'm sure Marino will probably, but he mastered the sliding catch. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many times he did it, but he went down and to catch the ball, and he slid like a baseball slide. And he did that several times as a Dolphin. He was like really good at that. Like Marino could throw it low, and he would adjust to it and slide and catch. And I was like, damn, dude, Johnson's a stud when he would be able to pull those kind of moves. But now that I think about it, man, I don't remember a lot of 87s that were – who were they? Who were they on that list? Can you give it away to us?
I'll give you one, Andre Tillman.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
That goes way back. Yeah. No,
it's a weak list.
Yeah, there's like in doing the list, there were like 3 or 4 numbers. I think number 60 was another one, 69 was another one where it was like, oof, not a whole lot of contribution there.
Yeah. Sims? Was Sims 69?
Correct.
Okay.
But outside of him, I mean.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm trying, dude. I'm trying, bro. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm just going off the computer banking here. You know what I mean? So it's hard, bro, to think of. You get me with some of those numbers. The easier ones I can produce a whole bunch of names, but man, some of those, yeah, you're right. That is a tough one there. All right, good stuff as always. Follow him on Twitter at Poopart NFL and catch him twice a week doing his thing here with the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report. Alan, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. We'll catch you later in the week.
You got it. Sounds good.
You got it. There you go. The great Alan Poupart and our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report.
This has been the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report with Alan Poupart, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and never miss a report. Search Big O Radio Show on most platforms. Visit Sports Grill in our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza.
Ty says some people like the Joe Montana, Tom Brady type. Some like the Elway Mahomes type. I like bullet arms and mobile, but they all are winners. Exactly. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as you know how to win. And I think the kid we have knows how to win. You just got to support him. Give him the right pieces around him. Hey, man, listen, look at Marino. He knew how to win too, but you didn't put the right pieces around him, and he didn't win at all. And that's really what it's all about. Putting the right pieces around your quarterback so you could win. The aforementioned Joe Gibbs had 3 different quarterbacks, and he found a way to build the right offenses around each of those to win the game and win the Super Bowl. It's badass, man. And that's what it's all about. You want to make it where the quarterback doesn't have to carry you the entire time like Marino. That's not really a recipe for success. You can't run. You can't really dominate on the ground. So you've got to now count on the guy to throw 400 yards every day. And I'll tell you something. Jimmy Johnson had a great line back in the day. When you pass, 3 things happen, and 2 of them are bad. And he's right. It's an incomplete or an interception. And so you want to dominate on the ground. And you didn't do it with Marino, and you didn't help him win a title. And we're not going to see Tua have deep success if you don't get him a coaching staff and a line and a running game. Look at the Bengals. They had a running game last year. They didn't have much of a line. What'd they do this year? They spent money. They went and bought 3 linemen for him. So now you have the line. You had the running game. You had a decent, mediocre line. Now, hopefully, you have a decent line for Joe Burrow. So you go with, and listen, I'll give you an example. Yard Barker had an interesting article and had about several things Dolphins related that I thought was actually really cool. And one of them was talking about the best wide receiving cores in the NFL. Okay? Let me pull up this article here for you guys. Here we are. Okay, so they had the best ranking the best wide receiving cores in the NFL. And let me see where I have my notes here. Okay. Here we go. So, best wide receiving cores. They had in the 29th spot. Guess who's number 29? New England. So it'll be interesting to see how Mac Jones does this year. Chiefs. Where do you think they landed after they lost Tyreke Hill? 19. Jets, 16. Chargers, 7th. Bills, 4th. Bucks, 3rd. Rams, 2nd best wide receiving core in the NFL. And the Bengals with the number 1 wide receiving core in the NFL. Do you know where the Miami Dolphins rank going into this season? Number 5. With the additions of Tyreke Hill and Cedric Wilson, along with Waddle and Gesicki, that gives them what they think is the fifth best wide receiving core in the NFL. So you look at it and you say, okay, now things have changed. Now you've given Tua one hell of a wide receiving core, not just Waddle and a bunch of guys. Because that's what it was last year. Waddle and a bunch of guys. And everybody knew Waddle was getting the ball, and he still got the ball. Which, by the way, is a tribute to Waddle and Tua. Okay? When there's one option and everybody knows what that option is, and you're still going to that option, that's impressive, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you help your quarterback win. By giving him the weapons he needs in order to succeed. And having the what could be the 5th best wide receiving core. Now, they also had breakout players in that article. Who are the breakout players for each team? Well, they had Tua as the breakout player on their article. And let me read to you what Yardbarker wrote about Tua as their breakout player. Okay? Here we go. Let me pull it up here for you guys, because then I got to get to the M's too, of course, because they've got it in alphabetical order. So it says the Dolphins have given Tua everything he needs to succeed with the additions of star wideout Tyreke Hill, along with a more creative offense under head coach Mike McDaniel. The pairing of Hill and Jalen Waddle could mean big numbers for Tua Tagovailoa. So they've got him as their breakout player. Although, you know, they also have an article where they have the best rookie for each team. For us, they had they only could put one guy, Tyndall, because we didn't pick until the 3rd round, right? So they got Tyndall as the guy. I thought that was kind of funny, because it's the only thing that you can say out of all of that is, okay, that is going to be, you know, the situation. Now, here's where I disagree with Yardbarker. And here's where listening or watching people that actually cover the team and know the team is a lot better than watching or listening to somebody from a distance that may not understand everything that goes on. So, the most head-scratching move, you know what they called for the Miami Dolphins? The acquisition of Cedric Wilson. It says Miami's acquisition of Wilson, 3 years, $22 million, is head-scratching in retrospect, as the Dolphins were able to trade for superstar Tyreke Hill later in the offseason. Williams' role is now dwindled behind Hill and Jalen Waddle, but he does give Tua a bevy of options. Well, see, here's the problem with people from the outside at times. They don't understand that he's the slot guy. They don't realize that they lost their slot guy. They don't have a slot guy. They need a slot player, and he's a big slot player that is shifty. He can go in both directions. He can also extend plays by going downfield because he has enough speed. He's actually faster than what you think. So Cedric is one of those guys that might be more of an under-the-radar type of player, not a head-scratcher. It's only a head-scratcher to somebody that doesn't understand. And the good thing about Cedric Wilson is he can also play on the outside. The real trick of Cedric is that he can play on the inside. But what happens if Waddle or Tyreke are sidelined? Now, all of a sudden, you get to move a guy like Cedric to the outside. So he has a skill set that is multiple. He also brings size to the position of slot, which normally isn't a size position. So that's where I would disagree with Yardbarker. That's not a head scratcher. That's actually a very creative move on their part. I can't wait to see the Ezukama kid because I'm really intrigued because I think he's going to be able to do some of the stuff that Parker was doing, but I also think he's going to be a part of that running game. And he's going to do some of the Deebo Samuel stuff that you saw. Maybe he's not Deebo, of course, but he's going to try to be that. Interesting. So those are some of the articles I saw in Yardbarker. All right, let's take a quick break here. No, we don't have to. Ira's not on till noon, actually. We have time. I can continue talking, okay? By the way, Sean Williams from Essential Moving Experts was here on Friday, and they're in Daytona, right down the street. And they are a Dolphin, They are Dolphin fans. But if you look at you go onto their website, essentialmovingexperts.com, you'll see that they're in Dolphin colors. There you go. We've got the billboard up. And moving was never so easy, folks. And you're going to love it. Flat rates, no surprise charges, safe and efficient loading and unloading practices all time. Over 1,600 happy customers. That's what it's all about. And listen, you can get $150 off if you mention my name. Here's the number, 844-368-5750. If you're moving from city to city, county to county, state to state, it doesn't matter. They will take care of you all throughout the country. 844-368-5750. That's 844-368-5750. Long moving services, office relocation, long distance moving. They also have storage. They can also store your stuff for up to a month, and then even longer also, but up to a month. And that's part of their service. And then after, they got to charge after a month, and they can come up with a nice rate for you. So call essentialmovingexperts.com. Go to the website. You can send them an email if you want to get a quote, or you can call them 844-368-5750 for essentialmovingexperts.com. All right, good stuff, man. Appreciate it, as always. We got a big game tonight. Game 5. The series is tied at 2. The Warriors had to win in Game 4, and they did on Friday night. Was it Friday or Saturday? No, it was Saturday, right? No, it was Friday. It's Friday. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because they took 2 days off. Yes, it was Friday that they came through. And by the way, we also came through with our liquor split matchup of the night. No. This way, I got it right. Yeah, I got it right. Pass me one of those Smart Waters. By the way, I got that one right. I said take the Warriors +4, I think it was, because they were the Celtics were favored, and I told you that if they lose, they would lose a close one, but I thought they would win, and they would win. Well, let's see if we can get it right again. Time for our liquor split matchup of the night.
It's time to tap that app. And no one loves to tap that app like the Big O. Here's the liquor split matchup of the night.
5, like I said, 9 p.m. tonight on ABC. I'll be home by then. That'll be good. I get to watch it. Probably fall asleep halfway through it. Warriors come out to play. And they are favored by 3.5, so they are coming out to play that according to Vegas. The over and under is 212.5. Celtics are +140. Warriors are -170 at home. And people were worried about the Steph ankle injury, and I guess it wasn't an issue. I think this is a really motivated team right now. They were able to bounce back in Game 4. I'm going to lay the 3.5 here. I think the Warriors are going to win by 5 to 7, 8 points in this game. I think they understand that with 3 games left, they cannot give any more home games. And unlike the Miami Heat, who kept up giving up home losses to the Celtics, I don't believe the Warriors are going to fall into that rut tonight. Draymond Green is due for a good game. He hasn't really had one in this series. He needs one badly. He looked completely out of sorts at times in that game the other night, yet they were able to overcome. And that's the other thing that you look at it. Not enough of the other players have stepped up around Steph. It's been Steph and, Clay a little bit and other guys a little bit here and there, but not enough. They're home tonight. Tonight's night where Poole goes off. Tonight's the night where I think Clay really helps out Steph. I like the Warriors tonight. I'm going to lay the 3.5. They're going to take a 3-2 lead in this best of 7 series. That's our liquor split matchup of the night.
The matchup of the night is brought to you by Liquor Split, Miami's own online liquor store. Liquor Split. Download then tap that app and get your favorite liquor delivered to you for just $2.99. No risk, no drinking and driving. Tap that app with Liquor Split.
All right. Thank you all, as always, for keeping it locked. Remember, if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, you can get in at 855-312-912 855-912-1056. I knew I was looking at it going, man, am I doing it right here? 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056 if you want to get in on the program, as always. Ooh, man, that smart water hit the spot. Thank you, Scott. Oh, that was good. Nice, cold, and refreshing, man. That is absolutely awesome. So the Lightning get to the finals, huh? You saw that over the weekend? They took care of the Rangers. So now we've got the finals set up for Wednesday, 8 o'clock on ABC. Lightning and Avalanche favored by 1.5 goals in game 1. The over and under is 6 goals. Lightning are plus 140. Avalanche is 165. And I got to tell you something, and I know for you New Yorkers out there, you Ranger fans, I'm sorry. I apologize ahead of time for you. But as a hockey fan, we got the best matchup. The Rangers are young. They've got a hell of a future. Maybe they'll be back next year. Goalie, everything. I mean, they've got a really nice team, dude. They've got a really nice team, and I'm really worried as a Panthers fan. But the storylines are awesome with the Avalanche being so fantastic, and the Lightning are the better team than the Rangers. They're the most experienced team, and they're trying to become a dynasty. And, hockey is a niche sport as it is. And in this state, we know that they've got the buzz on the left coast. Hell, there's a house down the street over here that's got a jersey that's a Lightning jersey, and apparently that's their thing, that they put out a jersey depending on what's the big thing going on. So they've got a Lightning jersey out there. So people have Lightning buzz in the middle of the state and probably up here in the upper part of the state because the Lightning have had that kind of success. But it's so cool to see a team in the Sun Belt become a dynasty in hockey. And if they're able to beat the Avalanche to get their 3rd straight Stanley Cup, it becomes that much more of a great story and a great way to sell hockey in this state. And look, for the Panthers, they've got a long ways to go still. When you look at the way these teams are playing, they're not at their level yet. They've got talent, but not enough. Not enough clutch players. Yesterday, Stamkos, 2 goals. Kucherov had an assist. And it's every game that their studs are studs. And they make stuff happen. And that's why the Panthers aren't the Panthers. Because Barkov and Huberdeau do not know how to impose their will like these guys do. So it's a great lesson overall for us Panther fans, watching what's developing, because it's still a goal for this franchise to get there. And they've got great owners, and those owners want to win badly, okay? Viola and Sifu are awesome, and they'll have to try to figure this out. And Zito will have to figure it out, and Zito needs a good offseason. He better not start losing Giroux and company and stuff, because it could start, this could start turning around on him after making all the good calls. Some of these calls, I saw Vetrano score the only goal for the Rangers. I'm like, damn, they traded the wrong Panther. But as a hockey fan, we won by getting the best matchup for the Stanley Cup in Tampa Bay and Colorado. As a Panther fan, it just reminds you how far they are from being where the Rangers were, or especially where the Lightning are at right now. I'm not telling you about dynasty and winning 3. I'm just talking about trying to win 1. And for any of you out there that say, oh, man, I wish the Panthers could be there. No, you don't. No, you don't. All they're going to do is get thoroughly embarrassed by the Avalanche. They weren't good enough to even get by the Lightning as it is. So why even think that you're going to get past the Avalanche? We got the best matchup as a fan, and as a Panther fan, we see that they've got a ton of work ahead of them. All right, that Shesterkin guy for the Rangers. They got a future there, man. They definitely got a future there. No doubt about that. Marlins, by the way, will start a set against the Phillies tonight, 7:05. Sandy Alcantara taking on Aaron Nola. 7:05 first pitch for that one. I think I'll be pulling into the house around that time. I think. Something like that. What else do we have here that I wanted to talk about on the program? Man, I got so many stories, Sean. I mean, I got a ton of stories to talk about, and it's one after another. And by the way, Jack Del Rio deleted his Twitter account. I wonder why. Yeah, the 100,000 is nothing for him, bro. He's been paid. He's made millions and millions over the years. But that Twitter stuff, what? You knew they would fry his ass for that. Yes, what were you going to say?
It stated that Ron Rivera fined him $100,000, not the team.
Right.
Why was that?
Well, Ron was disgusted with the comments.
Well, no, I'm sure of that, but
Did you see Ron?
Usually you see the team
I know,
come out in this one. It's like,
yeah, no, but Ron is
no, definitely. But it's just odd to me to it'd be like Mike McDaniel finds somebody. It's like, no, the Dolphins find.
Yeah, I think, isn't Ron like a military guy too? No, not a military guy, but I think, yeah, but he's like heavily and like very supportive of the military and stuff. A little music news, Reels TV. And I know my man Scott here, who is a monster Scorpions fan, has announced that the Scorpions Breaking the Band will premiere on the television network on Tuesday, June 19th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. The synopsis: with over 100 million albums sold worldwide across an incredible 50-year career, German heavy metal giants Scorpions are one of the most successful international rock bands of all time. Now, 4 of the original members, including lead singer Klaus Main, lead guitarist Matthias Jabs, drummer Herman Rareball, and founder guitarist Rudolf Schenker, tell the story of their meteoric rise from post-war Germany to headlining Madison Square Garden and living out their dreams. I'm looking forward to this. I love the Scorpions, dude. I am a monster Scorpions fan, so I will definitely enjoy that. Also, over the weekend, the Rolling Stones played for the first time in Liverpool, where the football club plays. And while playing there at Anfield Stadium, they actually paid tribute to the Beatles. So on their Friday concert, or Thursday concert, I think it was, we decided to rehearse a special version of You'll Never Walk Alone, Jagger told the crowd. referencing the 60s hit by Jerry and the Pacemakers that serves as an anthem for the local soccer team, Liverpool FC, who plays in Anfield. But we decided instead to do a cover song written by other local lads, so we'll do this especially for you. The Stones then launched into their version of John Lennon and Paul McCartney's song, I Want to Be Your Man. For the first time in a decade, Lennon McCarthy originally gave the song to the Stones in 1963, who released it as their second single and went on to have a top 15 UK hit with it before the Beatles issued their own recording of the track on their second album with the Beatles. The Liverpool event, by the way, marks the third date of the Stones' 60th anniversary tour following shows in Madrid, Munich, and read more. Oh, whatever, that's it. But that's pretty cool. Nice job by the Stones to pay tribute to the Beatles. That is absolutely freaking cool. And by the way, if you're a Coheed and Cambria fan, I am. We have 2 Florida dates. They have added Alkaline Trio as a opener to the tour. They got Mothica and Alkaline Trio opening up for Coheed and Cambria. I don't know anything about the other two, but I am a Coheed and Cambria guy. July 12th, they'll be at the amphitheater in Bayfront, okay? And July 13th, they'll be in Tampa at the amphitheater, the Mid-Florida Credit Union. No other dates in Florida, okay? 3 in Texas, 1 in Georgia, 1 in Nashville, 1 in North Carolina, 3 in California, 1 in New York, 1 in Pennsylvania, Detroit, Toronto. So they'll be bouncing around Seattle, Portland, Berkeley. There you go. All right. If you want to see a little Coheed and Cambria, you can do that. It's a beautiful thing. All right. What else do we have here to talk about on Le Show? Did you see that Joe Madden got fired? Did you see the story behind the story of him getting fired? What was about to happen? You did? Isn't it? It's funny, sad, twisted. I feel for the man because Joe Madden's a man that plays psychological games. You know, Pat Riley did it. Jimmy Johnson did it. You know, certain coaches play with your mind. That's how they motivate you because they find what can get in your craw to motivate you. One guy, it might be a massage, not a Deshaun Watson one. I'm talking about, massaging the ego, not the private parts. And telling him, hey, you're going to be good. It's all right. Give him a joke or something, liven it up, whatever, break it out. One guy you may have to literally kick in the ass. Again, not Deshaun Watson, finger in the, no, kick in the ass. Whatever. Everybody's motivated in different ways. And as a leader, whether you're the manager here at Tortugas, whether you're the head of a football team, a baseball team, a CEO, a manager at Game Time, okay, which, by the way, the Game Time over there across by Daytona by the Speedway is awesome. I went to it. It was really cool. If you're a manager there, you got to know all your employees, right? That's the way. Larry Schlossberg at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines, the guy's been incredibly successful there. The number 1 volume sales dealership every damn year. Well, why? Because he must know how to treat his clients. I mean, his employees, and keep them motivated and know what to do. That's all part of it. So Madden was in the middle of a 12-game losing streak. So, when you've lost 12 in baseball, everything is going wrong. Nothing is going right. Doesn't matter what call's going on, whatever. So Joe Madden wanted to kind of liven things up for his team. So the man went and got a mohawk. We're talking about a man who's nearly 70 years old. He's in his 60s. And he got a mohawk because he was going to take off his hat in the middle of the clubhouse and talk to the fellas about the mohawk and probably, hey, you guys were in a 12-game lose. I don't know what. Listen, I'm not Joe Madden. I'm not Mr. Motivation. But he's like, you think nothing is possible, right? You're in a 12-game losing streak. Everything's going wrong. You're not in a hitting groove. You're not in a pitching groove. I'm making terrible calls from the bullpen, from the dugout. Everything's going wrong. But you know what? Anything can happen in this life. Even a 65-year-old man getting a mohawk, and boom, and the whole place goes crazy. Like, whoa, wow, Joe, what the hell is that? Oh, and you loosen it up. But he got fired. So he goes to get the mohawk. They call him in, and they fire his ass. So his team never gets to see the mohawk. We never get to see if they turn it around. I mean, he's always been a good manager. It's what, all of a sudden he became a crappy manager? Come on, man. It's just kind of, it's ridiculous. But the man ends up getting a mohawk. I would imagine that after that, he just got home and shaved the whole shit off and said, forget it. And let it grow, and then grow the rest out back however it does. And you're taking chances at that age. Joe, redrecover.com to help you out just in case, my brother. You can put on that hat for 15 minutes a day, and who knows? It might help grow some of it back real quickly. Oh, man. I feel bad for him, man. I saw that story, and I was like, holy crap, dude. Poor man. Poor man. I got to tell you. All right, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there. When sports and business collide, we have something that we call the Ksdt Sports Business Report. Are you a big card guy there, Sean? I have a bunch of cards. I have to get them evaluated. I don't know what the hell is going on. I may have a couple there. It might be worth $2 or $3. Well, guess what now? eBay has gotten into it, but in a way you would have never imagined. Storing and trading valuable trading cards is now going to get a lot easier thanks to eBay. On Tuesday, the company launched the eBay Vault. That's right, 31,000 square foot facility, temperature controlled, 24/7 security for graded trading cards worth $750 or more. Although the vault is physically a storage facility, it is also a digital marketplace where buyers and sellers can browse and purchase cards, much like other products on eBay. As we continue to see exponential growth in the category versus enthusiasts merge their passions with investment opportunities, the eBay Vault is critical offering that will allow collectors streamlining and securely store their portfolios of assets. Don Block, Vice President of Collectibles, Electronics, and Home at eBay, said in the news release. Trading cards are eligible to be stored in the vault if they were purchased for $750 or more in the U.S. and directly bought from eBay. Authenticated by graders like Professional Sports Authenticators, PSA, and Sports Guard Guarantee Corporation, SGC. When trading cards in the eBay Vault, ownership of the card can be bought and sold in seconds, and the item doesn't have to be reauthenticated or shipped anywhere. With no shipping delays, collectors are also able to buy and sell in the midst of the critical plays in the final minutes of a tight game and immediately on the heels of a trade or retirement announcement, eBay said in an announcement. Fast Company reported that there's no additional fees for transactions that happen in the vault, and because the storage facility is in Delaware, there's no sales tax charges on transactions of items in the vault. Don Block told the publication that it's likely eBay will start charging a processing fee next year and that the company will see if it needs to add other fees down the road. So you get to store it in a temperature-controlled vault that is protected 24/7. Now, I'm sure it's also insured, which is very important. I'm sure it is. Now, would you do that with a $750 card, or would you just keep that at home so you can show it to the fellas? Because it kind of sucks that, hey, I got this card. Where is it? It's in the eBay vault. Okay.
And I'm sure you got to be able to show it right from there. Like
this is why NFTs are going to explode.
There you go. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like an NFT
because you can carry it everywhere with you. Okay, and as I've said this already, and I already gave the idea out to people, and you can already take it and run with it and make money off of it. Create frames for the home that have digital, and all you have to do is, if you own an NFT, you can send it to that thing there, so it can be posted on your frame, and people will walk in and say, "Wow, dude, that's your whatever, Honus Wagner, Pokemon, Tom Brady card, whatever," and you have the NFT of it up there on an electronic frame. That's coming. I mean, it's got to happen. It's how people are going to be able to display their art and NFT and all that kind of stuff at home. They've got to have that eventually. But, yep, there you go. That is the way you store cards if you are a maniac. That is your KSDT Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All right, it's a beautiful thing. All right, let's take a quick break. Give me a couple minutes here. We'll be back. Ira Winderman is set to join us here at the top of the hour. We got Game 5 of the NBA Finals. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk some Heat and more with Ira Winderman to start off hour number 3 right here on the Big O Radio Show live from Tortugas in Flagler Beach.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Red Recover can maximize your efforts by potentially improving cellular metabolism, blood circulation, and muscle recovery. Evolve your training and step into the new era of muscle recovery. Red Recover.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill, good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
Keep fans. Time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
This is the man, the myth, the legend that is Ira Winderman, ready to rock and roll with us. How you doing, Ira? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Actually, looking forward to Game 5 of the finals, all while watching with the thought of when I watched the Warriors, realizing this is a team the Heat could have competed with and could have contended with, because for all my concerns about being outscored by the Warriors, they can't score except for Steph. So I think the more I watch this series, the more I feel maybe it was an opportunity that got away, Big O.
Yeah, or I mean, who knows what happens in a different environment in Miami or whatever. But I almost feel like they're due also. I almost feel like Poole and, man, Draymond looked like he was completely out of sorts the other night. He couldn't even handle the ball, make the right passes. I mean, it was like all this crap that has built up from the podcast and everything has kind of gotten to him a little bit. But I almost feel like they're due, and that's why tonight I went with my liquor split matchup of the night. I laid the 3.5 points. I think they're due. I think this is the night where the role players and everybody kind of comes together, and besides Steph, of course, and they get it done. I think that happens tonight because they are due. It's been a mess around Steph.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I think the mistake I made was they have a lot of guys, but they have not done it all together this season. So in other words, when Jordan Poole was scoring a lot, Clay was out. When you had Wiggins becoming an all-star, Clay was out, Draymond was injured. So when I sort of looked at the collective of the Warriors, they said, well, Steph can score and Clay can score, and Poole is going to score and Wiggins will score. But this team has been so fragmented because of injuries and absences that when they're all together, someone obviously doesn't get their points when Steph is dominating the ball and doing like he's doing. Big O, I never would have thought an issue with the Warriors would have been scoring and getting enough points. It just shows you how you can have individuals, but collectively as a team, it is different. It is a little bit different than I would have anticipated.
No, I'm with you. And listen, you can tell Clay is not what he used to be. And I don't know. And I don't know if he's ever going to get back to what he used to be, because it was a couple of serious injuries, still good, but he's not that Klay Thompson that we were spoiled with his first few years.
Yeah, but you know what, Big O? He's also missed so much time that I think there is a ramp back up, that this is his first season back in really 3 years. And yes, he had half a season, but he hasn't had playoff level challenges now in almost 3 years. So I think he's getting back to that. He's certainly young enough that he can regain his stride. I think the mistake we all made was expecting it immediately. And I was as off as anyone on that. So I can understand why you would think there does need to be more. I think with more time, he'll be fine. I think the Warriors in the long term are right back at the top of the Western Conference. I'm just not so sure in this series they're back at the top of the league. Matter of fact, I would put it this way, Big O. I think the Warriors are more of a clear-cut favorite in the West for next season than any team is in the East for next season.
I'm with you there. Now, here's the one counter that I would have on the Warriors' struggles. Can the Heat play the defense that the Celtics are playing right now?
I think they can.
That's because let's credit the Celtics also for why the Warriors are what they are right now and how they're struggling. Because it's not like it's every shot is open. You know, the Celtics are doing a good job of defending too.
Yeah, and half the games that he played against the Celtics, they did the same thing. So I don't think that's a concern. As a matter of fact, I was watching this series and thinking about something you and I spoke about on many of our accurate Pembroke Pines reports, how when the Heat can focus in on a single player, they are so much better. So we saw that in the first round. They took Trae Young completely out of what Trae Young does. In the second round, they very much reduced what James Harden does. But when they got to the Celtics had Jaylen Brown in one place, they had Jason Tatum in another, and was a little bit different. So my thought is, now then you're playing the Warriors, I think they could have used that Trae Young type defense on Steph Curry and basically dared anyone else to score. When I first looked at the Warriors, I said, no, there's going to be 3 or 4 options. They can't cover everything. I think if you smother Steph, you can smother the Warriors as they're constituted right now.
Well, we'll see. Who do you like tonight?
But all that said, I still like the Warriors because I still think, you know what? The Celtics for me are so wobbly. That's why what I said is I could see the Warriors being more of a favorite in the West next season than anyone in the East. The Celtics are good. When the Celtics are at their best, they're very, very good. When the Celtics are not at their best, they're a team. So right now, I'm not so sure next season I could tell you definitively, Big O, on our accurate Pembroke Pines report, that I think that the Celtics next season will be better than the Bucks, or better than the Sixers, or better than the Heat. And you know where I always go with this, or better than Brooklyn. I just don't know because they're 2 Celtics. But the one thing I have not seen except for the first round is the consistent Celtics. I've seen consistent Steph Curry. That's what has me encouraged about the Warriors. I've seen such an inconsistent Boston team. It's like they don't appreciate how good they are at their best, so they throw in a stinker every now and then. So yes, when they're coming off a loss, they have been great in these playoffs. But I think at a certain point, a normalcy will return, home court will matter. The Boston Celtics, half the time, are a great team. The other half the time, they're a team.
Well, listen, in the end, that's what kind of frustrates, Heat fans, that Butler didn't have that extra guy to kind of get them over the top. And then the Celtic fans have been kind of frustrated over the years that those guys weren't getting over the hump, and they finally got over the hump now. In the end, I know that we started off the conversation that maybe he could have had these Warriors until they find that second guy to help out Jimmy. They're not going to put themselves in that position because now we're asking Jimmy Butler to carry you all the way through the end. And I think that's just not fair to him because he's not that kind of player that dynamically, offensively, he can actually do what Magic did, for the Lakers as a rookie when he played center and he had to fill in and all that kind of stuff. It just becomes a little bit too much for the Heat right now to be in this position until they find that star.
And yet, Big O, when you look even at that series against Boston, you would agree that Bam had 2 terrific games, 31-point game in Game 3. He was very strong in the finish in Game 7 also with his 25.
Great.
So if you would have had a healthy Hero and a healthy Lowry, my cocktail for the Heat winning that series would have been Jimmy has to be great all the time in 4 games. I get that. Bam will give you 2 games as his Robin. Kyle Lowry give you 1. Tyler Hero give you 1 if they were healthy. That would have been the Heat's cocktail. But again, it's like in any sport, you have to be healthy and right at the finish or else you wind up in trouble. With Tyler injured, with Kyle injured, they simply couldn't get to that place.
They say all the right things. What are you hearing inside that building? Is Tyler one of the main pieces that are going to be available to try to acquire a whale? Or do they think that Tyler can turn into some kind of a little whale next to Jimmy Butler?
Well, here's your aggregational moment. You can put this out on your Twitter. Tyler Hero absolutely will be out there and will be mentioned and will be shopped, but not for anything necessarily to do with Tyler Hero. Like I wrote in my Sunday column with the Sun Sentinel, he's their only chip. In other words, Big O, you're the general manager of 29 teams, which you've always wanted to be. If you're calling the Heat, let me ask you, because you have to also have a certain logic about it. So if you're calling the Heat as an outside GM and you're trying to gauge trade prospects, you know they're not trading Jimmy. You know they're not trading Bam. You know they can't trade Kyle. So who the hell else are you calling unless you're starting your discussion with Tyler Hero?
Yeah, Tyler and Bam and first rounders are the buffet that's on the table for the trade.
Not Bam. I don't think Bam. I think Tyler and Duncan Robinson's
Did I
contract.
say Bam? No,
Yes, you said Bam.
Tyler. No. Tyler, Duncan, and first
Yes.
rounders are
Yes,
the buffet that's separate.
absolutely
My bad.
that's the menu, that's the offer. So again, we're going to hear all this stuff about the Heat are involved in trade talks regarding Tyler Hero. Just take out the Tyler Hero. The Heat are involved in trade talks. Well, if there's substantive trade talks, you have to offer something to get something. The Heat will not be talking about Tyler Hero from a position of weakness. They will be talking about Tyler Hero if you want the 2022 NBA Sixth Man of the Year. Tell us what you're willing to offer. Tell us you're willing to take on Duncan Robinson's contract. You give us the sweetener. Who's the player you're talking about? That's where it all starts. So you will see it aggregated everywhere. Heat shopping Tyler Hero. No, Heat listening for trade talks, knowing that Tyler Hero's the one being shopped. This is not a year ago and anyone questioning work ethic or focus or anything like that, or Instagram models or his personal life. This is simple NBA talk that you, Orlando Alzagari, is GM of 29 other teams. When you call the Heat, this is what you talk about. You talk about something that's gettable versus something that's fantasy.
You gave us the name John Collins last week from Atlanta as one of those wild cards out there, because everybody talks about Donovan Mitchell and Bradley Beal and Dane Lillard and what's the kid from Chicago?
Zach LaVine.
Levine. All right, so you've had a couple of extra days. Any other names are popping up that could be? And I see Ayton is being shopped around now. That's one guy that people are talking about. Not that Miami would be interested in him, but anybody else out there?
Again, to me, it's the second tier guys, and it's a name I've mentioned. There was a story in the Indianapolis News today about Malcolm Brogdon, about how they're looking to go in a different direction of point guard. He's missed so much time. A guy could score, a guy could defend, give you something. Is injured a lot. Has not played a lot.
I'm with Clay. I'm with Clay on that one. I saw Clay answer that one. That I'm going for a whale. If I fail for the whale, then yeah, maybe I'll look into Brogdon.
And you know what? And I don't know how often you get your whale, no matter how sharp your harpoons are. 3 years ago, you got Jimmy Butler. Last year, you got Kyle Lowry. Say what you want about Kyle. That was one of the biggest moves of last summer. It just was, however it played out.
It was a whale move, and he looked like a whale. Everything about Lowry was whalish.
All right, now you get that harpoon, you fillet a little off the sides, and you'll be just fine, right? They bring the nice piece of fish to you.
Now, Burger King should actually hire Kyle Lowry to be the spokesman so they can bring back the whaler. There we go.
Wow, you've just dated yourself there, because I can't recall the last time Burger King's had a fish sandwich. So God bless you, Big O, right there.
The whaler, baby.
I think Kyle's going to head in the right direction. You know what? If you have a degree of pride, and after what Pat Riley said last week, I think you move in that direction. And I think Kyle will. He realizes how much it matters. And I think he wants to do right by his friend Jimmy Butler as well. So I will take Kyle on that, and we'll see what it looks like closer to training camp.
Yeah, I hope so, man. All right, good stuff as always. What are you working on the Sun Sentinel here in the offseason?
Hey, you know what? Returning to one of your favorite things, returning to the draft. So I spoke to Adam Simon, who runs the Heat draft now. He took over from Chet Kamara, about how they're getting ready and how odd it was that here they were sort of mourning the end of the playoff run, and boom, they had 6 candidates up in the gym the next day. They're working them through. They've done everything. They're drafting at 27. They don't have a second-round pick. They had to give that up for Kyle Lowry because they jumped the gun, the league said. But we know the Heat are the kings of number 61, guys who go undrafted. Well, this year there's only 58 picks because both the Heat and the Bulls had a forfeit. Actually, the Heat and the Bucks in this year's draft had a forfeit, a second-round pick. So there'll be plenty of names. It'll make Summer League, when you're out there in Vegas with us, very interesting. They should have a good summer roster, but
no Radio
it's all
Row,
toward the draft
man.
right now. And it's a matter of excuse me?
No Radio Row. Sucks.
You know what? We'll find a place.
Oh no, no, we have Tommy Rockers. I'm not worried about finding a place. We have a place. I already talked to Tommy. We're gonna be at Tommy Rockers, but it's gotten. Well, you know what? Maybe there's not enough crazy nutbags like myself that want to go out there and cover it. Like radio stations aren't going to cover that. Now that I think about it, you know what I mean? It's kind of odd to have a radio, but man, it's such a big event.
No, it is, and
nowadays.
you'll see what it's like between the two arenas. Thomas and Mack Center there,
Yeah.
and the smaller gym at the Cox Pavilion. It's constant sort of movement of players. You get to see so many guys, and it's also almost like the guys who come in back from the team and who wind up there. So make sure you bring your tape recorder. You might wind up with some good interviews there also. But again, the Heat will be working the draft now. The question is, are they drafting for themselves? Will they draft for another team, or are they just going to pick up an asset they're going to flip? Remember, the Heat's last first-round pick, Precious Achiuwa, was here 10 total months. They got something out of him. So for me, I always step back a little when I talk about the draft, but it's always an interesting process. Adam Simon says, he said that today in the sunsentinel.com and tomorrow's paper, at your doorstep, there will be quality there for the Heat at number 27. It's a good power forward draft. The Heat, if they don't bring or PJ Tucker opts out at the time of the draft, they might have no power forwards. So I think it'll be interesting to look in that direction as well, Big O.
All right, so we'll wrap it up with this with Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. If you had to put a percentage point on it from 10% to 100%, what is the percentages in your mind, in your gut, that tell you the Miami Heat will acquire that other Batman, Robin, Whale, whatever it is that Jimmy needs next to him next season?
I'd say it's about 50% that they go out there and try to get an upgrade for their starting lineup. And this is not to detract from Max Strus, who I wrote about yesterday at the Sun Sentinel, but if they can upgrade that lineup with one more NBA scoring threat, I think they will. Again, will it have to come at the cost of Tyler Hero? I don't know. But I think they need to upgrade with more of an NBA tried and true veteran kind of player. So I'd say 50% on my level. But again, that's the Malcolm Brogdon level. On your level, hey, you know what? You can always be hopeful, but I think it's that much harder, and they are limited in assets. It all comes down to what's the perceived outside value of Tyler Hero?
I'm going to go 80%, man. I think Riley knows. I think Riley knows that the window is so small with Jimmy and that body that he can't go more than another year or two without that other guy, because then the bottom's going to completely fall out. I think he makes that move this offseason. I say there's an 80% chance that he makes that move because the championship window is there if you get that other guy. And I think he's going to trade Tyler and Duncan. And, and as much as I hated, like you threw Gabe at me besides the first rounders, and I was like, man, I got an old and overweight guard. I want to keep Gabe. Yeah, it might be Gabe, or it might be not Strus, but maybe
Omar Yurtseven.
Yeah, Yurtseven or something like that. Although I'm really intrigued to see Yurtseven in the summer league, man. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But I think he knows that window is really small, and he has to take advantage of it. We'll see. It'll be fun. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat, and catch him twice a week doing his thing here with the Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Ira, as always, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you.
Talk to you Wednesday. Talk to you Friday. Thank you, Big O.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. And we will have, let's see, Cameron Wolf also joining us at, no, not Cameron Wolf. I'm sorry. Marcel Louis-Jacques will be joining us at 12:30 with our My Edge energy drink, or myedgedrink.com Miami Dolphins report. All right. What else do we have here? All right, it looks like you guys are talking a lot amongst yourselves there. It was a 14-game losing streak. Also, this is true. Hitters on the Angels decided to change the music played when they walked up to hit. The music was freaking Nickelback, for real. Oh, man. By the way, what's wrong with Rockstar from Nickelback? I love that song. Don't you like that song from Nickelback, Rockstar? I'm just saying. I just like that song. I'm just saying. I'm not telling you that Nickelback
There's
needs
9
to
guys on the team. Everybody ain't walking up the Rockstar.
Hey, listen. There are people that Lou Bega is still living off of Mambo Number 5. He's doing freaking commercials off of Mambo Number 5. Okay, so don't tell me that you can't live off of one song.
Oh no, you can love one song, but if every batter's walking up to a Nickelback song,
no, but I think they do have a couple of songs. I'm not like I don't have this hatred for Nickelback
If
like
I'm
others
a baseball
do.
fan, I'm not going to sit there and listen to Nickelback.
No, I'm with you there. Okay, that's fine. But Rockstar, I mean, is a fun song. I love that song. That's a groovy little song.
It's good.
It's a great video, by the way. It is a great video with all the people that they have in that video.
Yeah, no, it's a fun
It's
video.
a phenomenal video. Okay, so let's give Nickelback some love for at least one song. You know what I'm saying? Just one song. Give them a little love. All right. 855-912-1056 if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Don't forget to follow our new channel, Big O Show Cuts. We will be putting cuts there that you will not get in the regular channel and interviews and things like that. So appreciate you all out there. Big O Show Cut. Subscribe to that. Subscribe here to Big O Radio Show. Very important you subscribe to them. Pat in Nashville says Paul McCartney earns over $500,000 per year on his Christmas song. Hey, God bless you, bro. Nothing wrong with that.
I wasn't saying that nobody could have one song. I'm just saying.
Well, Paul McCartney doesn't have one song.
No, but I'm saying, but I don't want to go to a game and have to listen to 9 batters walk up to Nickelback the whole night.
No, that'd be unacceptable.
Over and over and over again.
I'm with you.
Because that'd be the night they score like 30 runs, and then I got to listen to it forever.
No, you're right. You're right. If Gesicki gets us 800 plus and 8 TDs, do you think Omar will give him a pass on the blocking? No. Yeah, and Joe Shad won't give him an A. And by the way, for the 80th time, Joe Shad will be back. Relax, okay? People are asking. It's like, I can tell some of you don't really listen to the show all the time because I get it every once in a while. Like, hey, what happened to Joe Shad? And it's like, okay, I can tell you don't really listen to the show a lot. You know, because like I've mentioned it over and over again several times. And I know I don't like to repeat material, but I can repeat this at least. Okay, Joe Shad will be back, okay? But he's got a personal issue. And so once he gets over the personal issue, the good thing is you can see him now on Twitter. He's popped back on Twitter now. So that's good. I texted him the other day. I said, man, it's good to see you back on Twitter. He's off the marquee because I knew it would cause more of a stir if people see the picture and then don't hear the name. But when you're out of sight, out of mind, most people kind of like, forget you. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? I'm not on the air in 6 months and all of you will forget I ever existed. It's just the way. Exactly. Who? What? Him? What? Never. So, and by the way, over the last couple of days here, thanks to all the folks that have come by to say hi. And, I just saw Goose was here with with a couple of friends, and thank you to come by and say hi. Obviously, Eddie Lepp been a big supporter of the show, and Eddie's been here for 2 complete shows. He was here for the Complete Thursday show, and the whole family's out there in the beach now, and he's out here enjoying this show again today. So he is amazing. But thanks to all the people that have come by to say hi. Alan, other people. I don't remember all the names because I'm terrible at that. But thank you all out there, man. Very, very nice of you all for coming out here to support us. Went to a AA game using a timer, and I went to report I'm a lifelong seam head purist. However, I love the timer. If the pitcher is slow, ball, and if the hitter is slow, strike. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Listen, it only takes so much for you to get ready on the mound from one pitch to another. Okay? That's what I loved about Steve Carlton. I love those guys that work fast. And they're just there, and they're just hammering away. I think Max Scherzer's like that too, I think he's a pretty quick worker, if I remember correctly. Some pitchers, man, they're just, and then some guys are walking around the mound, flipping their shoulder, straighten out, hitting the rosin bag, looking over first and third. There's all this bull crap, man. And the guy at the plate, give me a break, dude. You got to adjust this pad, that pad. You got to, Oh, get out of here, bro. Just step in, take a quick swing, and get ready. That's it. I mean, there's not much to go. Let's move it. So I'm with you. I have no problem with the clock, and I have patience for baseball. I'm a seam head, and I don't mind if the game goes 3.5 hours, 4 hours. The game is the game, dude. It has no clock, so I don't have a problem with that. But I do understand in today's world of I have no attention span. You gotta speed it up.
Now, let me ask you this question: does it help the runner on base? Because if you know the timer's getting down to 3, you know he's got to go home, right?
Yeah.
At that point, I mean, I don't know all the intricacies of everything, but if it starts getting low, you can start kind of getting that lead as it's going because you know he's got to go home because he can't throw it over to you.
Right.
So that could start helping a little bit of base runner if they use that. I mean,
yeah.
Now
you did throw it to the base before the clock is out, then I think that should be all right.
No, but if the clock expires, it's on automatic.
Oh yeah,
ball.
no, definitely.
If it's on the pitcher, it's a ball, right? And then if it's on the batter, it's a strike. So
right.
You know,
It's just a matter, and you know, it's what we talked about with Mish, that you're starting off this in the minors, so there's a lot of major league players that are going to have trouble adjusting to all of this because they're so used to it. But as the cycle goes on and the years go on, the people that were in the minors were already doing this, so it's going to be, you know, old hat to them. So they'll be able to, you know, get it done. Kind of like Eddie Lepp's old hat. Right? Or did you buy it that way? Did it get that way? Did you buy it that way? Oh, you bought it new? Yeah, that's a rough top hat there. That's when you know you're a fan, when you got a roughed up hat. You know you're loyal to your hat because you know the hat's been through hell with you and back. So you're loyal to it. But they'll get used to it. They'll figure it out. But I'm with you, Dougie Fresh. I love the clock and moving it along. I have no problem with that. Did you see John Elway made a $900 million mistake? Did you hear about that? So John Elway, as you all know, is one of the great quarterbacks of all time, 2-time Super Bowl winner, and a guy that walked out of the game on a high note, winning back-to-back Super Bowls. Very rare that somebody walks out like that. But while he wins, he also loses because John Elway, while a very rich man, made a bad mistake about 25 years ago. The impending purchase of the Broncos for a record $4.65 billion probably stings for the legendary quarterback. Elway, the former Bronco quarterback, turned executive, was offered the chance to purchase a stake in the team in 1998. According to Darren Rovell, in 98, John Elway had a chance to buy 20% of the Broncos for $36 million, and he passed. The reported price for the Broncos of $4.5 billion, that 20% would be worth right now $900 million, which is what 14 times of what Elway would have invested originally. Okay? The Broncos' current sale would have earned him $900 million if he hadn't turned the offer down. The Super Bowl champ was still playing for the Broncos at the time when he was offered 10% of the team by owner Pat Bowlen for that money and owed him $21 million per Rovell. Bowlen also offered Elway an additional 10% of the Broncos for $15 million. Bowlen gave Elway a full season to think about the offer, and in 1999, the QB led Denver to a second straight Super Bowl title. He decided to retire shortly after. With the deal still on the table, Elway eventually decided to pass on the opportunity and invest in his career earnings elsewhere. Now, he was successful with his car dealerships and all that kind of stuff. He's made boatloads of money, okay? Boatloads of money. But $900 million is $900 million, brother. Okay, that sets up your kids and your kids' kids. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's still a $900 million mistake, man. That's got to hurt, man. That's got to hurt. So that day that you forgot to play the play 3 and it came out and you could have won, you know, $640, well, Just think about John Elway. If he would have said yes, he would have made $900 million on that sale, dude. That is amazing. I know we're awaiting Marcel Louis-Jacques. One of the things that I always laugh with athletes at times, I remember when Chad Johnson finished football, and all of a sudden he thought he could play soccer, and he wanted to go play soccer, right? And I always laugh at this because athletes sometimes they disrespect other sports. Michael Jordan, oh no, I'll go play baseball. No, you won't, dude. Yeah, you played minor league because they let you play, but you sucked. You weren't good enough. Tim Tebow, no, I'll go play, baseball. No, you won't. You're not good enough to play. Oh, no, I'll be a tight end. Oh, so you think it's that easy at whatever age you're at now. So now all of a sudden you've been years away and you're going to switch over. And athletes do this all the time where they disrespect other sports. And they get insulted when somebody might downplay their sport. So here are 3 Pittsburgh Steelers, right? TJ Watt, one of the best defensive players in the NFL. They learned the hard way over the weekend not to underestimate opponents when a local mom wandered into a pickleball game featuring Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, and Alex Highsmith. When the woman paired up with Fitzpatrick, Watt and Highsmith had no chance. The woman, whose name is Meg, sent a text in her family group chat describing the scene, yet not knowing who the 3 NFL stars were. Her daughter tweeted out a screenshot of the text, which went viral and was shared by Watt himself, who confirmed that Meg was serving the heat. And there's a tweet and everything about it. If you can go find TJ Watt's Twitter, and you'll see it at _ TJ Watt. It says, you know what they say, if you can't take the heat, stay out of the pickleball kitchen. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the world. No wonder that elite athletes from other sports have joined in the craze. But no matter the NFL accolades Watt and his crew might have racked up, they entered into a completely new world, stepping between the hard court lines. Perhaps if they ask Meg, she can show them some pointers. So apparently Meg smoked everybody in pickleball. And that's the thing. Just because you can play football or just you can play baseball doesn't mean you're going to be able to excel at the highest level in another sport. It's just hilarious. And this happens all the time. And athletes, and I get it, they're confident and they were in high school and they played all kinds of sports or hell, you know what? Now that I think about it, in today's world, most of these athletes weren't playing a lot of sports. Nowadays, they're growing up playing the one sport that they're focused in on. So it's a different ball game. But I just love it. And this happens to athletes all the time. And they think they can easily switch sports and be. Does it happen? Of course. Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders did it to a certain extent. Yeah. You sometimes you can switch a sport and actually be pretty good at it. Bo Jackson was damn good at it. At both. All right, let's go to Marcel Louis-Jacques, baby. He is ready to talk a little Dolphins and NFL with our Edge energy drink, Miami Dolphins report.
Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge energy drink, Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge energy drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's the ESPN Dolphin insider, Marcel Louis-Jacques.
All righty, there he is. I hope he's feeling better now. He dropped? Oh, no, he's there? Okay.
Right here.
There he is. There he is. Well, it finally caught you, huh? It's going to catch all of us, bro.
Oh, and I've had it before.
Oh, you had it second time getting COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. So you're like a COVID, what's it called? The lightning rod. Holy crap.
I don't know, man. I think people have had it more than twice, but it is what it is.
You know what? You know? You're probably right. There are probably people that thought it was a cold and didn't even check themselves out, and it was probably COVID, and they just like went through it, and because it doesn't affect a lot of people. It's like Russian roulette. there are those few people that, man, your DNA is not made for this, and unfortunately, although I think we've watered it down now so badly that I don't think it's that as strong as it was a
It's
year
not
ago.
like we've watered it down type of thing. It's that, well, I mean, kind of, yeah, because I mean, with every vaccine and every round of immunity that we get, like virus mutates to become a little less. Then it mutates to find its way still in to weave its way in the cracks, and so yeah, it's not as bad as the first time. The first time I had it was pre-vaccine, so like that sucked. This was just like,
Yeah. Once you have the vaccine or boosted, it's not as bad. It's definitely not as bad for most people. Obviously, there are some of you out there that are super lucky, and it went through you and it did nothing. And God bless you, man. It's just unfortunately we've had a lot of people and we lost people, man. I mean,
yeah. Oh no, it's still like it's annoying when people call it, it's just the flu, it's just this. Like, no, man, like
that's ridiculous, dude. Dude,
I
I'm
even
55. I don't know anyone that died from the cold, and I'm 55. I've been around Earth over half a century. I don't know a damn person. Well, guess what? I already know 6 different people that died from COVID.
Yeah, it's not something to like, it's not something to under respect or to disrespect, to underappreciate. Like it is I had a mild case pre-vaccine, and the mild version was still awful. Like I had bad symptoms for a day and a half, and it was the worst day and a half of the year. And like for people to have to like feel that for 2 weeks plus, my lungs still weren't back from last time. So
it's tough.
I mean, once I stop, I can leave. I can leave the house. I'll get back in the gym, get my lungs back, start working out again. It's just like I said, it is what it is. Like
there's a rocker, I forgot which one Dave Navarro. He's got long COVID, bro. He's had it since December. And
it's not, man. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I think multiple people, I'm not going to, tell on anybody if they haven't made it public, but I know multiple people on the Dolphins beat have had it in the past.
Yes.
And so it's, it makes its rounds, but, I'm glad this gives me like 6 months, give or take. So should be clean for the next several. I'll be all right. I'm boosted. I got my 3 shots.
And now you got some natural immunities. So that'll be good too. That'll definitely help you out, man. All right, so let's go over the Tyreke Hill comments. Did you hear them?
Yeah.
Before we get into Tua stuff, okay. Did you hear the whole thing? Did you hear him talk about KC and how the Devontae Adams contract kind of changed the whole negotiations? And then, I thought it was enlightening in a way that like Kansas City was not willing to go that far for him. And I thought that was, I get it, because once you pay your quarterback, it happens to almost every team, man, except for the Rams somehow. Once you pay a quarterback, it's really hard to kind of overcome a lot of things sometimes. So I get that. But I thought that part of the conversation was kind of, to me, that was the most interesting part, how he talked about how Kansas City wasn't willing to go the extra mile after the Devontae Adams deal. And he had no choice. He had to leave at that point because they didn't show him the love.
I mean, it's a business, right? Like we always joke and say that, that for players, you're a commodity, you're an asset for these teams. And every now and then they'll go above and beyond to financially show you how valuable you are to them. But, if they feel like they can play without you, then they're going to try to play without you. So, it is, obviously a lot of the conversation was centered around the comments about, Mahomes and strong arm versus accuracy and this and that. And of course, I mean, let's be honest.
It was only accuracy. That's the only thing he said he had over him. He didn't talk about arm or athleticism or none of that, because we all know Mahomes is superior in every category.
I mean, he said, 1.5. If we're going arm strength, I'm going 1.5, but accuracy 2 all day. But that was the first episode of his podcast, right? So what better way to get it, circulating and talked about than by saying something a little bit inflammatory. Like I think he's just having his quarterback's back right now. I'm sure that, he and Pat Mahomes have spoken about it or not, because
but the way he elaborated, he went a little overboard. And so by going a little overboard, it tells me that he believes what he's saying, actually. It's not just talk. And I'll tell you why. Devontae Adams was asked the same thing about leaving Green Bay. And he had conversations with Aaron Rodgers. And he said, yeah, Aaron's only going to be there maybe another year or two. And after that, and then he goes, yeah, I love Jordan Love. He's a great kid. And he left it at that. He didn't say, hey, I know Jordan's going to be a great quarterback. I know he's going to be fantastic. He could have done that because he's with the Raiders. So he doesn't give a shit if he blows smoke up his ass, because he can do that because he's with the Raiders. Yet he didn't do that. And that's kind of an indictment on Jordan Love. And in a way, when I listen to Tyreke Hill talk, I agree with you wholeheartedly that normally you're going to talk up your teammates because, dude, that's what you have to do. That's the professional thing to do. That's the right thing to do. But the way he went overboard tells me that the kid has made an impression on him that gets him excited about this season. That's what I would say to that.
I think that I think Tyreke likes playing with Tua. I think he is at a point of his. I think he's at a point of his career, and financially, in terms of money made, in terms of accolades, in terms of championships, I think he's at a point where, like, you're not just gonna make him do things he doesn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are players far less accomplished than Tyreke Hill who already don't. If you tell them, okay, talk to the media, they'll tell you no. Do this, say this. Like, you got me messed up. So, like, I don't think that this is like a state organized, media push out of Tyreke.
Right.
I don't think we're telling him, say this, do this, have his back. Like, I think he genuinely wants to do it if he's doing it. But yeah, I mean, maybe there's a little bit of pride, because I mean, he does see all the tweets from Kansas City, like jaded Kansas City fans. He does see it, and so, like, maybe there's a shred, a crumb of pride talking, where he wants to make it clear, like, I'm happy with my new situation. He wants people to know. So, like, maybe he's embellishing a little bit, but ultimately we'll see. And then, complaining about targets,
that was ridiculous.
I think there's more mouths to feed. I think there's more mouths to feed in Miami than there are in Kansas City. It's just that those mouths are big in Kansas City. Those are Kelsey and Hill. Those are hell of a mouth to feed. But there are more players deserving of the ball down in Miami. So, like, I don't think he's going to set some sort of crazy record. He set a career high in targets last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I don't
dude,
think
he had enough time. Dude, he had like 160 targets. Please give me a break, bro.
So
he's fine. He's not gonna get that many targets here because they've got Jalen Waddle. Oh, by the way, out of that conversation, another guy that's left an impression on him was Jalen Waddle. You can tell that he likes the kid. He likes how he carries himself. He even went out of his way to say he's also cool off the field. So that tells me he's also hanging with him too off the field also. So there's some camaraderie there. And I think that's important too, because as much as Tyreke is going to make Waddle better, Waddle's also going to help Tyreke too, because both of those guys are going to scare the shit out of defenses with that speed.
Yeah, and I don't think that Tyreek's going to see as much bracket coverage in Miami as he did in Kansas City, because he can't afford to allocate that many resources to one player in this offense. So I think he might see fewer targets, but I think he'll have one of the more efficient years of his career. And but either way, man, and it's hard for him to be upset. He got what he wanted. He's the richest wide receiver in NFL history, and he's living in Miami. Like, that's those check massive boxes for him. He's got a Super Bowl ring. Obviously, I think it matters to him, but I think that, the generational wealth, I think that, being happy outside of work and not having to travel to somewhere that makes you happy, I think it's I think it matters a lot to him. So
Beach volleyball too. Beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball and Henny in South Beach. But No, I think he's doing well. We'll see. You know, again, it's just OTAs. It's just mini camp. See what happens when they get to training camp. See what happens when they play. I mean, that opening stretch to start the season.
You know, I know we downplay it like that, and you're 1,000% right. But I want Dolphin fans to enjoy themselves, enjoy this offseason. I think the team did what you needed them to do. You know, you want them to do something to make things happen. They did exactly what you needed on offense. Hopefully they got the right coaches. They did great acquisitions. I want people to enjoy. I want Dolphin Nation to enjoy the acquisitions, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the fact that it looks like these players are getting along, because it could be Cleveland, my brother, where you don't know what the hell is happening. You don't know what's going on with that mess. You know what I mean? So let's also be grateful that it's a good vibe going into the season. Now, let me ask you one more question before I let you go. In that interview, this is the other thing that I'm kind of reading between the lines. The Dolphins don't, while Tua's the face of your franchise, he's not really yet a franchise player. He's not yet a superstar. He's not that yet, right? X is probably your biggest superstar on your team, but he's not really that vocal type leader, that guy that's going to create a vibe in the locker room. X leads totally on the field with his play. That's how he inspires his teammates and all of that. Because as you know, he's a quiet and reserved guy. Okay, I think Tyreke Hill is embracing not just the contract and the respect and the vibe he has with Tua or with Waddle or with the offense, or he likes the coaches also, obviously. But I think he really likes the fact that he gets to be the leader of the team in a way and the leader of the offense. Because he had Andy Reid and he had Pat Mahomes and he had Travis Kelce with him, who he and Kelce are kind of sharing the load on that side. But now he kind of walks in where he really, the cheetah gets to become a lion in a way. I think he's kind of embracing that. What do you think about that?
I think that if you look at a situation in Kansas City, as long as Pat Mahomes is playing football there, you're not going to be the face of that franchise.
Or even Andy Reid, baby. Because even McDaniel's not there where Andy Reid is at. Tyreke Hill still has the higher marquee right now, even than his own head coach. Nobody's above Andy Reid, because we're talking about a Hall of freaking Famer there.
You have a coach who's also a big personality and very well known. You've got Travis Kelce, who's he's a more marketable player, I think, than Tyreke Hill, respectfully. Just he's out there. He's got his own little dating show. Like, he does the little dances afterward. Like, people know Travis Kelce. He breaks up with his girlfriend and it becomes a social media super story for a week. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was hard for him to really stand out like that. But here, this is a superstar. This is a starless team in the terms of, actual star power, not talent, but like brand and star power. Exactly. I mean, who would you say, like, right now? Before Tyreke got here, who's the face of this franchise?
X is the superstar player, but not brand, like you just said. Right.
Exactly. Yes. That's not his thing. Right. Like, it doesn't have to be. This isn't a critique.
Actually, Tua is the brand. Tua is the brand, but not the player yet.
But Tua, I don't even think Tua necessarily. Well, we'll see, because this is a new.
No, you don't stir talk like that if you're not a brand. He's a brand.
So, it's just like it's an opportunity for him to stand out even more. It's an opportunity to let more of his personality show, and I think that's kind of what he's embracing here. It's a clean slate for him. It's a new chance, and it's a big market where people are going to pay attention. And you could do a little bit more in Miami than you can in Kansas City. So I think we're seeing them take full advantage of that. But again, like, everything's fun and games until you got to play the Pats, Ravens, Bills, and Bengals first 4 weeks of the season. So I want to see what the energy is like after month one of, come September and October, not necessarily end of June. This is dead period. You got teams. I know there's teams starting minicamp this week. The Dolphins are off. They're on summer break. So, like, this is mess around time. But I want to see what the energy is like. And this isn't critically speaking, but I genuinely am interested what this energy is like once. All right, bro. Like, this isn't funny games anymore. This isn't, foo-foo time anymore. Like, you start off right into the fire.
Best energy drink on the planet, Edge Energy Drink. Go to myedgedrink.com. Order it anywhere you're at. It'll be delivered right to your home. Go to myedgedrink.com. Only 78 calories. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. I can't say it enough. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. We should have Edge here at Tortugas, man. That way the next time we come, we'll have Edge Energy Drink here. Go to myedgedrink.com. Use my code BIG O, and you will get 10% off. So use the code BIG O, 10% off. Marcel, what are you working on over at ESPN so folks and Dolphin fans can check you out?
Nothing this week. I'm off this week. This is my obligation right now, man. Like I said, we're on summer vacation. We're on summer break. So most of what I'm going to do for the next month is, recapping what just happened in OTA and mini camp, previewing what to look for in training camp, digging into a couple features I've been waiting on. And but for now, it's time to breathe because the grind starts in about a month and a half and it's going to run until February. So, I'm trying to enjoy this last bit of peace.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. You get better, young man. Drink a lot of water, get some rest, and we'll catch up later on in the week.
Yes, sir. See y'all Thursday.
Thank you, sir. There you go. Marcel Louis Jacques. Remember, myedgedrink.com. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. Oh, and as an elixir, the best. Mix it with a little vodka, a little rum. Ooh, doggy. A little myedgedrink.com.
You now have the edge on the Miami Dolphins with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Report featuring ESPN's Marcel Louis Jacques. Get the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste. You can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com.
Righty. Always appreciate all of you out there for keeping it locked here on the program and supporting us here on the show. Let's see what we got here. Did you see what happened with Paul Pierce, by the way, Sean Stanley? So Paul Pierce was at a poker game at a home. And he decided to ask for a little money. Now we're talking, it's Paul Pierce. So he goes to a private home for a poker game. And he goes and he asks the guy for money to play. So the guy gives him the money. So here's how the story goes. Pierce has made over $200 million, right? So he goes over to a local place to play in this lawsuit. Stephen Carmona says he was hosting a poker game at his home on January 27th when Pierce showed up and asked Carmona to lend him some money so he could play. Carmona claims he gave Pierce $150,000 and alleged the former Boston Celtic great, who reportedly made over $195 million in his playing career, promised to pay him back within 7 days. First of all, if I'm the Carmona guy, see, I'm a ball buster by nature, okay? So when Paul Pierce comes up to my house and to play poker and he says, can I have $150,000? I'm going to say, hey, Paul, you've made $200 million. Go get the money yourself, dude. Why are you asking me? Don't you have the money? Why didn't you you were coming here for a poker game. Poker game requires money. Why didn't you bring the money? You didn't bring the money? Well, then get your ass out of here, bro. I don't give a shit that you're Paul Pierce, but Carmona didn't have any balls, obviously. So Carmona now says Pierce went on to lose $140K and only returned $10,000 to him a week later. Like, you have the money, dude. Or maybe you don't. Carmona says he hosted another poker game at his home, and Pierce showed up again and requested a loan to play despite not paying off the initial debt. Now you're a real dumbass. So he owes you $140,000 and you're going to give him more money? I get it. If I'm a dick with him now, he won't give me the 140. And since it's an illegal card game, how am I going to go after him? But now I am about illegal money being bet. Carmona claims he handed over another $40,000 to the ex-NBA hooper that promised that he'd pay him off in addition to the $140 he owed him from the previous week. Carmona says in the suit, Pierce went on to lose $40,000 that night, never paid it or the loan prior to that. Carmona says he's now owed $180,000 despite multiple requests for repayment. Carmona says Pierce won't pay off the debt, and in the suit, Carmona is asking for $180,000 plus interest. I mean, first of all, dude, it's Paul Pierce. Like, you know, Paul Pierce already comes off as a scummy dude, as it is. A liar. When he did that whole thing, when he left injured in a wheelchair and then came back running. I mean, come on, bro. This guy's a shyster if I've ever seen one in my life. And you're going to give him money. You're a fool, Carmona. That's what it is. There's a fool born every second, and you were definitely one of them. By the way, all you got to do is call 1-800-ALARM-ME to get right here, Alarmo in your life and protect your home, protect your family, the way Sean does, the way I do. I love our Sloman's Home Security because it's really easy to use. I'm not really a bright guy, and they even taught me how to use it really easy. Even if a sensor goes out, which hasn't happened, but they explained it to us. Hey, man, if a sensor goes out and over time, it will happen. But you know how it is with some alarm systems. One of the sensor goes out, and then you have to replace that sensor. You can't use the rest of the alarm system. Well, you can actually program it where you can turn off that sensor and keep the entire alarm system on when you leave the home. It's a beautiful thing. 1-800-ALARM-ME, and we're going to give away a free doorbell camera right now. And that doorbell camera will become your best friend because you will know everyone that's approaching your home. If they're delivering something, if they're dropping off something, if they're bringing you food, or if it's somebody selling something and you don't want to talk to them, you could just leave them knocking and ringing the doorbell, and you don't care. I do that too. 1-800-ALARM-ME, and that doorbell camera, it connects directly to your smartphone. When you use our professional installation, our low-cost central station monitoring, you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. And by the way, you can have cameras in your front yard, your backyard. A buddy of mine, I think I told you guys the story last week. He goes, hey, man, I called Sloman's and I got it. But I got a camera also for the side of my house. And I go, oh, so you want to make sure you got, a generator, something there you want to look at? And he goes, no, dude. It's aiming towards the street. And in that corner, there's all kinds of craziness. I'm hoping I get some video that I can use on social media. So he's using even Sloman's for some social media purposes. That's crazy stuff. But anyway, you can use it for protection, which is what you want, so you can feel safer. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tell them that Big O sent you. 1-800-ALARM-ME, or you can go to the link right here on our YouTube page, and that'll take you directly to it. 14 different states. Check it out if they're in your state. 1-800-ALARM-ME for Sloman's. Pat in Nashville says, my favorite new song lyric from the great Midnight Oil, who left the bag of idiots open? From what song is that? If they could have addressed center, that might have been a borderline top 10 line. Moving your starting left guard to center because you don't have a center is not what fans want to hear. If it works, who cares? Do you know that there's a lot of guards that have moved to center and have become terrific centers and have gone on to have terrific careers? So that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, Eric. And you've got a whole bunch of other guys that can battle for that guard spot. If it works, it's more important to have a center than a guard. I don't think you understand that, Eric. It's way more important to have a good center than a good guard. That center is so key to Tua and calling the line and everything else that goes on with it. So if Connor can make the transition, I disagree with you. In fact, here's what I would say. I would say McDaniel and company did an awesome job of having great foresight saying that guy can play center. Because that's a difficult position to fill. as you know, as you've seen. So can we let things play out first before we say something's bad? Can we find out? Maybe they do have a left guard there. Maybe one of these guys turns up to be a hell of a left guard. And maybe Connor Williams turns out to be a hell of a center. Or maybe they can't play center. But let's just wait before, this is not what fans want to hear. Guy might turn out to be a hell of a player. Patience, man. Microwave society is terrible. We got to thank Ira Winderman, Manny Navarro. No, man. I'm looking at the wrong one. Where am I? Oh, here we are. I got the first one right. Ira Winderman, Alan Poupart, Marcel Louis Jacques. We got to thank them, of course. Scott, Paul, all the great people out here at Tortugas for making it so easy for us to broadcast out here. And we'll be back, man. We'll be back for Bike Week. We were talking maybe Biketoberfest is a weekend thing here. What do you think? Biketoberfest? Cooler temperatures in October. There he is. Scott, come out of here, man. Give him the mic here. Thank you, my brother, man. You are the best.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
You're there you go. How you doing, man? You doing good?
I'm good, man. Good. We've just been busy cleaning.
I know. You're cleaning the whole place out. So that's why they're actually closed today till the afternoon, right? Or
yeah, we open
like
at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, in the afternoon they're going to open up, so you can come on out here if you're in the area. But dude, on behalf of Sean and myself, thank you for rolling out the red carpet.
Thank you so much for coming up, and we really look forward to having you up either Biketoberfest or Bike Week or football season, or just give us a shout sometime.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely going to come back. I'm looking forward to it, and definitely bring the wife back because I'm looking at those waves there, bro. That looks
absolutely. We'll get the boat out and we'll do a little fishing.
Oh, nice. Now we're talking, Ro. Cigar in one hand, pole in the other, and we are ready to go.
The Flagler life.
Yes, definitely, man. So what's up? So tell the folks about Tortugas. So when they come on out here, because listen, some of you may go on vacation up north, and you might think Daytona. You're better off coming out to Flagler Beach and visit our friends out here at Tortugas.
I mean, it's just Florida in its natural state. I mean, you can look out over the ocean. You got almost 5 miles of unimpeded views of the ocean right on A1A. It's the Pacific Coast Highway on the east.
Right.
And it's just beautiful, and it's serene, and it's just a getaway from South Florida and the rustle bustle of traffic and
amen.
Tourists. It's paradise. It's a little slice of heaven.
It is, man. And you are in heaven, my brother. And I appreciate everything that you've done for us, man. Thank you so much. I know we're going to build our partnership up here. Absolutely. And we'll have a good time, and we'll have a good time whether it's Biketoberfest or Bike Week. I know it's going to be awesome. But maybe we got to do something for the Dolphins too, man.
Without a doubt, especially with this upcoming season. How excited all of us are.
Yeah, man.
And with the Hurricane and Dolphin fan base up here, it's.
You heard Tyreke over the weekend?
I have not had a chance to come up for air, as you know.
Okay. Well, check out the first the first hour of our program. We played the Tyreke sound bites, and he was. Praising Tua left and right, dude.
I cannot wait.
You can tell that there's it's not just him talking up his teammate. I truly believe that he is psyched about the upcoming season, and the more he's practiced with Tua, you can tell he's excited about playing with him.
Well, I think Tua's a class act, and for all that he's been through in Miami, just know that that's not what Miami's about. I can see how he's been a great teammate everywhere he's been in life. Whether it's Alabama, whether it's here, he sat back on the sidelines. He never complained. He never bitched. He just sat back and said, "I'm my opportunity now, and I'm going to take advantage of it." And now I think we've surrounded him with, with the stability and the pieces to succeed. And hopefully, the new offensive coordinator and the new offensive system with a little bit more consistency. Hopefully that line gives him some time to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all he needs is 3 steps.
Yeah. 3 steps in 2.8 seconds,
let the speed do the rest,
and he'll be able to do the rest, man. And by the way, this is a Dolphin and Canes bar. Okay, so if you come on out here and you're coming out during football season and you need a place to go, honey, instead of Daytona, let's go to Flagler Beach. It's a couple minutes north. It's really nicer than that, and you can come on out here and you can still visit Daytona, but you can enjoy this, and then you can enjoy the best bar up here, man. right here at Tortugas, man. Good stuff. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
And Paul, by the way, Paul, freaking stud. Okay, freaking stud. All right.
Without him, I'm nothing. He's
No, I mean,
best friend
just
and
no. And
brother.
by the way, I've noticed that being here the last couple of days, that it's like a family that you have working here, which is pretty cool because a lot of these people have been with you for years, way before this.
Yeah, we're more than a business. It's a culture and a
great
family.
Great story, man.
Guys,
Great
thank
story.
you so very much.
Love
I'm going
you,
to get
brother.
back to cleaning.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You got
guys.
it. All right, man. Be good. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. You come visit Scott and Paul and the great people out here at Tortugas, man. It was a great weekend out here. We'll be back. I don't know, by Oktoberfest or Bike Week, guaranteed we'll be back here to rock and roll. We thank all of you out there for tuning in. Eddie Lepser, you're a stud, brother. Thank you for watching and supporting the show and making things happen. And God bless you, man. Thank you so much out there. And thanks to the Goose. I forgot his name, but I saw the goose in the back of his jersey. Thanks to Alan, all the other people that came by to say hi. I appreciate all of you out there. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a good one.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.